They can get control and get it into the zone. The Jays find it interesting, too, that the Rangers all this talk about Schneider and Miller, they're defending a lead. What's going on, everybody? John out here with you. It's a Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. I'm going to get Alec Nava in here right now. I'll get you through the starting lineups, and we'll probably stay at least until the end of this Rangers-Washington period here. But Colorado Avalanche, head coached by Jared Bednar, they're 50, 25, and 7. It's Nathan MacKinnon, Zach Parise, Mikko Rantanen with Devon, Toews, and Cale Makar. Casey Mittelstadt, Arturi Lehkonen, Val Nichushkin with Sean Walker and Josh Manson. Ross Colton, Miles Wood, Joel Kirilanta, Jakob Trenin, Brandon Domain, and Andrew Cogliano will be Jack Johnson and Caleb Jones in the back-end defense. And Alexander Georgiev in net. And for the Winnipeg Jets, head coached by Rick Bowness, 52, 24, and 6. Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, Gabe Villiardi, Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMelo, Sean Monahan, Nick Ehlers, Tyler Toffoli with Brendan Dillon and Neil Pionk on the back end. Adam Lowry, Nino Niederreiter, Mason Appleton, Lana Mestikov, David Gustafson, Alex Iafallo, Logan Stanley, and Dylan Stanberg. On the back end, Connor Hellebuck, the Commerce Township, Michigan native, will be in net. This last game, Alec, again, I know we're watching the end of this Washington-New York Rangers part of it with a minute 35, but the last game was 7-6, and as I'm getting back from the road trip, I felt like you were calling a pinball machine type game.
Can't believe it, Jeff. I mean, we were thinking on the docket of 4-3 for game one. The both of us, John, we never in our wildest dreams would think of a 7-6 hockey game in the playoffs between the Jets and the Avalanche, knowing how skilled they both are. The Avs talent-wise, the Jets depth-wise, and defensively. Right. This feels like an evenly matched battle, though. And I feel we can see a similarly close battle here in game two.
I feel so, Alec. Again, I was kind of picking, and I leaned with the Avalanche, but I did go 7. My only concern now, again, Connor Hellebuck gave up a ton of goals too, so don't get it twisted. But it looks like Justice Noonan has an illness, so it's going to be Ivan Prosvetov as the backup, but I'm kind of worried about Alex Georgiev.
I get the feeling that he's getting overworked. I feel the fatigue is starting to show. He may be the winningest goalie in the league, but that's the benefit of having such a talented team right in front of you. Hellebuck showed that he is the best goaltender in the league and can shift the momentum of the series towards his direction. But now you have the Avalanche on the other side. What's your plan on goaltender if Georgiev goes down? Ivan Prosvetov has been called up. Arvid Holm has been sent down. He knows the Jets organization. He was part of it last year, though, as a third stringer behind David Riddick and Hellebuck. However, Winnipeg, I think they have the depth necessary. Colorado could tie this one up. I think this can also go to full 7 games. This may be the most anticipated series right in front of Dallas and Vegas and Boston, Toronto.
Absolutely, and I want to jump on that for a second. But the Blue Shirts just finished it off. What a frantic finish we have. 4-3 the final. New York takes both games at MSG.
We had some frantic finishes so far in the playoffs. Well, we count that as another one. Yesterday we had 3 different comebacks in both the NBA and the NHL, including 5 unanswered by the Carolina Hurricanes last night. The Golden Knights and Stars almost went to overtime. We did not have an overtime playoff game yet in the playoffs, but so far, when you called the first playoff game with a Dean Colorcast for Spaces, it has gone to overtime. We don't know if this trend is going to continue.
I don't know if the voice is going to handle it. Again, I had a long road trip. Everything else went great. I'm kind of making sure I'm keeping steady until Friday and Saturday. But you know what, Alec? Let's bring it on. You're here with me. We can also go back and forth. It'll be a lot of fun. I imagine this one is going to stay with us on ESPN now. So that's where I am because it's where we're tailored to go. That's what's coming up next. I really don't know what else to say when I'm looking at some of the highlights last night. Again, I'm surprised that you have a voice after what happened with Carolina Hurricanes. You had to have been excited.
I mean, 5 straight goals after being down 3-0. That's the first time ever that the Islanders have blown up 3-0 lead in the playoffs, or 3-goal lead in the playoffs, should I be specifically, in 82 games. And for the Hurricanes, it's the first time in 18 years in which they successfully came back from a 3-goal deficit to win in the playoffs. The last time it happened, game 1 of the 2006 Stanley Cup final. What a game it is for the Hurricanes. What a game it is for the fans. And I also want to give a shout out to the Toronto Maple Leafs and Austin Matthews for tying this series up against the Bruins 3-2 to victory in Game 2.
That was a disgusting goal after a lifted pass. He gloves it down. He dipsy doodles around the goaltender and finishes it off. That's why he's got 70 goals this season.
In total, regular season and playoffs combined, Vegas did hold up Dallas. Anticipate this could go to full 7 games, if not 6. If we're not getting 7 of Vegas and Dallas, we're being robbed of pure hockey entertainment.
Alec, that game one, when I saw those highlights too at the end of last night, some of the goaltending plays, I know there were some tips, but some of those goals were stinky.
Yeah, and who else we can point is silky smooth, Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman, 5 assists and a hat trick for them respectively.
Yeah, ridiculous. Again, I know some people like to maybe kind of downplay some of Zach Hyman's game. I don't think that's really what you should be doing because you got to have teammates to be able to put the puck in the net. I don't care where the pass goes. If you finish it off and get the job done, that's exactly what McDavid was doing and helping out Zach Hyman all year. They've been excellent. So it's a whiteout at the Canada Life Center. Again, it was a wild game one. When I was just catching it, I had to keep rubbing my eyes, like what's happening in this third period? Just goals after goals, and it was an avalanche of goals, but the Avs are down 1-0. So Casey Middlestat is going to go ahead and take this draw. We're underway here in Winnipeg, and I would be very interested to see whether or not the Jets can take a 2-0 lead. Honestly, I think I might be leaning the wrong way, Alec, but I think this game is honestly a must-win for Winnipeg because when you go to Ball Arena, that turns things completely around. Would you agree or no?
I would, though Winnipeg can match Colorado at their home ice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for as good as the Avalanche are at home, the Jets, they can match that with an equal amount of force on the road with their record, both sides.
Yeah, we've talked about that splits as well, and I had that in the capsules, and Alec is definitely right about that. So we'll see how this is going to play, but we got this game two in front of us as they're already given a chance for Guriev on this side for the Jets, so they know what's at stake here. Here's a glove down by Morrissey, trying to get around a couple stick blades. Sweet move. Ehlers gets taken down, and now the Avalanche absorb a couple extra hits. We're going to see a lot more of that in the Stanley Cup playoffs as it'll be sent back down by Connor Hellebuyck. Lowry. And we'll get this out across the blue line, but it is the Avs decor as it bounced away from Nathan MacKinnon. Settle back down for Cale. Now for Devon Toews. Pinball pass from 60 feet. This is in between a couple of stick blades and Lowry. No problem. We'll get this back down the ice. It'll be a race for the puck, but it's going to be a big body contact. And the Jets will spin it back around with Nito Niederreiter. Mason Appleton now. Take it D to D. There's Logan Stanley. He thought about firing it and just puts it around the end back to Mason. Again, he was picked back up with the Jets a couple of seasons ago. He's always been a good mainstay when he's been there. Back in behind the net now as another hit gets finished and Mikko Rantanen gets pasted, and this goes all the way back down. An opportunity now for Ehlers, and he sends it from 120 feet, a little Bronx cheer there from the Winnipeg Jets crowd. So we'll see how that continues to get monitored. Joachim Trennan will send this one in deep, and now Stanley backhanded as he absorbs a big hit. Good around the zebra now as this is stolen. Only for a moment. Here's a slap shot across the blue line, and this is just shoveled into an open area. To the right side red line. Jets were getting the rebound away. Now for the right side dot. High slot, fake the slapper, shoot through the traffic. This one gets blocked. Jets will backhand it down. As it goes back to Jack Johnson, former U of M Wolverine. He'll dump this in. Getting long in the tooth nowadays, but they bring him back to try to win playoff games. That's what it's all about. Ehlers will send this one back, and the Jets will take their time right to left in the dark blue jerseys. The Colorado Avalanche are in the maroon on the side of the tops, and the blue pants and white in the middle. As here's a slap for Gustafsson. This one goes wide. Neil Pionk plays it in off the kick plate. And out of the right side, Nemestikov. Dylan! This one goes just wide to the right side post. And now, as it's recollected across the right side red line, blind Nemestikov. Dylan now. Dylan to the slapper. Big rebound. Guriev down. Jets score!
19.
I wonder, Alec, and again, this is just my first foray into the Stanley Cup playoffs here so far in 2024, but if there is a time where Georgiev struggles and continues to struggle throughout this series, let's say the Jets go up 2-0, do you even consider making a goaltending change? We got so much time. We'll ponder that question a little bit later throughout the broadcast. But you've got to be able to get wins because, as you know, this puck will go the other way. But with the Seattle Kraken last year, that was a historical upset, if not for the Panthers and the Bruins. And the Avalanche are hungry to get back to where they're used to being and toward late Cup contenders. Here's a wrister, good traffic in front. Now Moose, pick it up, get it to the right side here. Now Zach Parise, back to Rantanen. Right side, they go right back to that first line. Does Jared Bednar. They want to get an answer. Gets knocked away from Manson. Adam Lowry, the captaincy for Winnipeg. He's a little bit of everything. Grit and sandpaper, can score. Got a couple goals last night as well. And he's not afraid to throw the gloves as it's Morrissey. Puts it around the end boards. Takes a bad bounce, but the Avalanche will get this on their own end. Trey Lekkonen able to get this one across. Nichushkin as it gets intercepted by Neil Pionk. Ref gets out of the way again as the Jets will take this right wing side. Good drop pass, but has to take a bounce. Backing around the end boards now. Jets are just all over this puck here early. Scheifele trying to get around the defense there. Parise. Now Connor as it's recollected along the right side wall by the Avs. They cannot make an outstretched pass because the Jets are right there. Connor Hellebuyck now in his own end. This is a great start for Winnipeg. Shots on goal are 3-1. Earlier in the contest, I saw in the Battle of Florida, there was almost a time when it was like 15-1 on shots for the Panthers. We'll talk about that one. Toffoli right on in front, and what a stop for Georgiev. That was almost 2-0.
Oh, that was so close to being so. I'm going to get the replay in just a moment. So I felt like it was a curious decision earlier by Georgiev to play it out as he had several Jets right in tight. Toffoli almost has a pleasure with Sean Monahan in front. So these two, they know each other well dating back to the junior days. Toffoli finding the open Monahan who presented stick for a possible deflection. Did so. Nice location.
Again, we talk about it a little bit, Alec, here and there about some of these teams and the acquisitions that they make at the deadline. Again, Winnipeg was known for all the moves that they made around the free agency frenzy. Then you add in Monahan, which was a low-key deal, which worked out pretty well. And hell, if you're Montreal, you got a couple first-round picks out of it for taking the contract from the Flames and then giving it back out. So he's been a good pickup for the Jets. We'll continue to see and monitor the situation, see how they do. Here's an outstretch, good steal, and the Jets are going to need some help. Outstretch pass, great play, pass across from Barron, and this one gets taken away. Now an opportunity for Ross Colton, find the entry, but the Avs go offsides. 14:29 left in the first.
I know Winnipeg team is a better defensive team. They know how to set the physicality on the tone. They may have blown a 3-on-1, but when they come back on the defensive side, they know how to account for every player around. Rick Bowness may be one of those coaches who's well known around for the league and had a resurgence with the Dallas Stars. But here with Winnipeg, this may be his best tenure yet.
When you see Connor Hellebuyck going back and forth with his eyes, it's almost like nightmares are made of, isn't it?
I mean, he isn't the best in a trophy runner for no reason. He strikes fear in the eyes of the players.
Tracking the puck is what they were just showing on ESPN as MacKinnon. This gets knocked away from him. Mikko Rantanen will send this one in deep. Now on the right side, it's back to the Moose. Nathan MacKinnon, and he had a breakout year, set franchise record for the Avalanche and Nordiques. Good defense again from the Jets to knock it away from an open net from MacKinnon. And they'll send this one back down the ice. It's not going to be blown dead. It's Cale Makar now, an NHL 24 cover athlete. One of the very best. A goal, 2 assists, and 3 points in game 1, and it was not enough. 7-6 loss. Don't know if Colorado wants to get into those shootouts every single one of these games, but it is the best defensive team, and the Jets against the best offensive team, and it still was 7-6. Pionk gets dumped in behind the net. And the Jets turn it over. They'll shoot it wide near the right side as the Avalanche collect across the wall. Now I'm behind the cage of Connor Hellebuyck. Sent around by Colton. There's a slapper. This one gets blocked. Turnaround chance goes off the outside of the cage again. Manson in the midst of a net battle as the Jets finally get this one out. It's an opportunity now. Jones, they'll send this near the right side wall. Pionk gets all twisted. Jones now pick it up. High slot as the Avs continue to dance around with this vulcanized rubber. MacKinnon sends it around for Nichushkin. Now to the defensive side again near the left. Val. Arturi Lehkonen will go ahead and chase after it. This one's near the right side wall. Iafallo, former King, coughs it up. Lehkonen, pinball to Nichushkin, can't get it out of the air. And Pionk, he gets stuffed into the right side boards. Val makes a nice play falling down. This is off the bounce for Manson. This gets blocked by the Jets. Good defensive pressure right now. It's 45 seconds of zone time for Colorado. They got it in front, tipped. Couple times another block before it hits Nichushkin as the Jets are keeping it clean in front of Connor. Now near the right side, Manson will settle it down again off the outstretch. Sean Walker, he was picked up from the Flyers and across the deadline to help that top four portion of the defense. Picked up now, Sandberg, able to get this out. Good play for the Jets. Kyle Connor, he's got his teammate Scheifele, crisscross. Connor, drop pass to nobody. It goes right to the Avs. Now racing across the left wing side. Here's a stretch feed as it bounces across the end boards. Cale Makar tried to center this back across. The Foley gets taken down. This is still with the Avalanche just holding that line. Toews. Now here's a chance for Wood. This gets blocked down in front. Hellebuck got tossed around like a rag doll. We're probably getting a penalty here for interference.
So as we go to our first commercial break, there are some Jets fans that are upset because they thought that should have been a tripping call as Tyler Foley seemed to go down. It stayed 5-on-5. There was no penalty arm in the air. And I thought that it was borderline. I don't know if there was a point at which there was going to be tripping, but now I'm getting that Hellebuck hit. And they think there is a power play going to Winnipeg. I know Winnipeg's power play isn't that spectacular, but when you're ranking in the middle of the league on the power play, you still can have the personnel to get chances done.
Yeah, as you said, Alec, when I'm looking at it on this side for the Jets, again, it is good numbers. The goals against is the best in the league. And again, they're middle of the pack, as you mentioned, at 18.8. But their penalty kill, this is the thing that I wanted to talk with you in this series. The penalty kill for the Jets out of 32 teams is 21st at 77%. And when you're going up against the Colorado power play, that's just not going to get it done.
Yeah, good luck if you're going up against MacKinnon and Cale, Makar, and Mikko who are out there on the ice all at the same time. I feel Winnipeg, if you have Connor Hellebuck, he's going to do his best. And I mean, he's the very best to shut down the opposition. And on most nights, he is up for the challenge in doing exactly that, which can tilt the ice towards Winnipeg's direction if they were to win the series.
Absolutely. So we got the clarification on the ESPN box score on the computer side for me. 8:34, Joel Kiravanta interference against Connor Hellebuck, so goaltender interference. I know you covered this in game one, and honestly, Alec, I should apologize to you because you've already covered a game in this series. You probably wanted to switch back over, but I just couldn't keep my eyes off it. I wanted to have this be the first one. I know you probably mentioned this already, but Winnipeg swept the season series against Colorado. They won 3 games to none. They actually outscored the Avalanche 17-4.
And when you include that 7-0 drubbing in the final game of the regular season series, you think that this would be more of a competitive series if you think that the two teams would have faced off each other. But no, it's all Jets. They know the Avalanche so well. They wouldn't be looking at this and say, what in the world?
I would think so. And again, I know what a lot of people will say, and you would agree, that you could take some of the stuff from the regular season and throw it out the window, because if that happens now, you'd be looking at a 4-0 sweep for the Jets. I don't see it that way. The 7-6, hopefully for us, honestly, Alec, that's the abnormality, because if we have too many of those games, I don't think any of us would survive.
I mean, our voices can't take it. I remember when that one time with the Kings and the Kraken, they faced out against one another. It was a 9-8 final score in overtime.
So they're showing the season versus the Jets, 0-3 for Georgiev, 642 goals against, and a putrid 783 save percentage. Yes, those are real numbers.
Yeah, that's not going to do the job if you were to win the series. You have to up those save percentage numbers. If not, we may contemplate about switching goaltenders like you mentioned earlier. The thing is, Justus Annunen, he is out sick, and Ivan Prosvetov, neither him nor Margaret Holm, I would recognize goaltenders that could be up for the challenge as backups. I feel they're first stringers at this current point, same for Prosvetov, who got knocked at the backup goaltender job. It hasn't worked out in Colorado.
You're absolutely correct, and I'm not saying anything because I understand that Noonan definitely is sick. But honestly, Alec, if I'm a backup goaltender, I might want to be sick in this series. I don't want to make an appearance.
I know it's tough for the young netminder, but let's be real. If you're going up against a defensive team like the Jets and you know how to capitalize off any mistake that your team makes,
Right.
I may be in agreement.
As Connor Hellebuyck, for some reason, played that almost near the cat logo on the center. I'm not even kidding. And that puck went wide and almost into the net toward a rebound. And now we'll get back underway. Here's a feed. Monahan trying to make a play as this will go to the right side. Go back to D here for Josh Morrissey. Man, he's been so good under Rick Bowness right now with the Jets. It's Scheifele trying to find a lane. Scheifele now will get it back near the right side. This one gets blocked. Broken stick. It's going to go off Scheifele's skate. Good bounce there for Morrissey. Get it right back. Monahan shoots. This one stopped by Georgiev. We'll see if they can get Scheifele back on the ice. He just keeps it across the blue. He's got a new twig. Near the right side now. Lowry try to send this one across. Here's Morrissey. Left side blue line. Scheifele. This feels like an important power play for the Jets. And the Avalanche got a kill. Morrissey with an absolute flex on that, but Georgiev's got it.
Well, I love the delayed reaction right behind. I didn't know if there was a whistle blown. I realized that you were ahead of me, but it felt like a curious decision. I don't know what the decision was by Hellebuyck to play this one way out of his crease. That was so close to being a freebie for Colorado, honestly. Winnipeg, they had some good looks, including Scheifele, but unfortunate timing is his stick broke just as he released it. And that's just the worst possible doing. Monahan almost had one.
Yeah, he did. And because when you say about it right, it was broken right in between the circles. And then from what we talked about, I'm glad you said it that way with Connor Hellebuyck. I mean, I've never seen a goaltender go that far out to play it. At least he played it confidently. But I mean, that entire net was just yawning. It was so wide open. So Nino Niederreiter now, third line here for Rick Bowness, will get this draw in the neutral zone. And it's Pionk. Well, we'll start again. This has been a really good start for Winnipeg. I'm just wondering if Alec's going to get the Avalanche goals up in him, and maybe I won't get as many in this first. Who knows? As this will be picked up, nicely stolen. This will be Gustafsson. Now back in behind the cage of Georgiev. He's got to keep his head on a swivel here as the Jets look dangerous to Foley. Gets knocked away from him. Nemestikov, Pionk, good backhanded play. It's Vlad. Send it across. Diving shot block. Gets the puck away. For Josh Manson, he might have saved a goal there because that backdoor pass was wide open. 9:25 left to go in this first. The Avs go back to full strength, so Kiravanta out of the box. 2 shots on that last power play. If not for a broken stick there, it probably could have even been a goal. A couple shot blocks. Cale Makar will start it. Gustafsson continuing to go ahead and survey and forecheck. This will be raced. The puck and a good reverse hit. Nathan MacKinnon now. Can't find it in between his legs. The Jets. Makar steals it. What a stick handle. Trying to get this one across Mikko Rantanen with the lift. Back to Cale. Now the Moose. Send this one across, but this will go right to the Jets. Nathan MacKinnon on the prowl as this one gets fired in. Opportunity now for Gustafsson. He gets pasted against the wall by Toews. And this will be sent down the ice. Don't know if there's going to be icing or not. 8:39 left in the first it is, so it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Jets, and Colorado can't change.
That was a good power play for the Jets. I feel it was somewhere in between, but still was a good power play with the open looks they got between Scheifele and Monahan. Still with the Avalanche looking for clean opportunities. So far, they're not getting it. It's 6-2. The shots in favor of the Jets at this point of the icing, just 2 shots. You think there'd be more for the Avs by now.
Yeah, we'll see how this ends up shaking out, Alec. Right now, it's a good start for the Jets. We'll see how it continues because we had a pair of 6-goal combined periods. Here's a chance off the deflection in front of Georgiev. Got to it before Scheifele did. Force a draw.
So Kyle Connor off the far corner. He is trying to find someone, just like he did in the goal that set up Mark Scheifele at the previous game that went the Jets up 3-2. I may be tongue twisted right now. I'm trying to get over what happened 2 days ago between them. As we're going to break, well, that almost looked like the sequence in which Connor set up the whole thing, but he got stick-lifted. Valeri was there to help out Scheifele that goal going back that way.
So since you covered game one, Alec, catch me up. Give me your immediate thoughts after covering that one.
So game one, I'm like, what in the world do we just witness? We were seeing goals, and more goals. Certainly not a game that we were thinking that we were going to get, but still in game one, that Winnipeg played a perfect game defensively. When they chimed in offensively, they got their chances done. Colorado, it's not like they did anything wrong on offense. They weren't doing good, especially on the power play. They got 2 goals there. It's the goaltending side that may be their Achilles heel more and more than we're going from the season. Alexander Georgiev's all right. He had a nice year last year, but clearly he's getting overworked. Something's got to give, and the Avalanche have to prioritize a high-end backup goaltender the offseason.
Yeah, because you said it perfectly. You're in a salary cap era. I know everything is going to go up maybe in a year or another 2, and it sounds like it. But even when it does, Alec, it seems like everyone else will spend near the cap, and it's going to be up to Chris McFarland and Joe Sakic to really figure that out. You nailed it, because really that's what it feels like Colorado is missing.
Yeah, that could be an emphasis for them. And speaking of goaltenders, well, we're going back over to that Panthers-Bolts game. Sergei Bobrovsky, forget saving the playoffs. That's a legitimate state of the year candidate.
I can't wait to see it. I'm going to have to go hope that when we get a commercial break here that I get a chance to see it, because Bobrovsky, honestly, Alec, over the last couple of seasons, he's taken his game, everything that he used to do in Columbus, he's bringing it right to the Panthers. Big rebound, and this one goes just wide, the left side post. Nichushkin will attempt to get this out, and this clearing attempt goes right to Neil Pionk, who'll settle it down. 5:25 left to go in that one. We can definitely switch back. Once we get a period exchange in this, we can look at that, maybe even overtime, as it's tied at 2-2 between the Battle of Florida, and Tampa needs to tie that one up. Entry now for Manson, as it's Brennan Dillon. He gets hit against the wall. Scheifele now. We'll go ahead and pick this one back up. Puck drop be about 10:25 in between Nashville and Vancouver. Vancouver leads that series, and that's a series, Alec, that I think you and I think can go pretty deep, honestly. We'll see how that works out, though. 8-2 for Winnipeg. They have a 1-goal lead, as it's near the right side, and collapsing, falling down is one of the Avalanche one-timer that just missed the right side of the post, and this will go back to Morrissey. This will settle it down. 7:10 left to go in the first. John out here alongside Alec Nava. First foray for me in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm hoping to make it a lot more. Tripping call against the Avs.
Is there any coincidence that at the same time when you said that I almost thought that there was going to be a tripping penalty against either one of the Bolts or the Panthers? Well, now the Jets are going back to the power play for the second time down. It was clearly a stick reached by Caleb Jones, the younger brother of Seth Jones. Seth must be shaking his head. So is Caleb and the rest of the Avs, because that is not a place that you want to put your stick right between the feet of the opposing player.
No, Lowry's honestly lucky he didn't slam his face into the boards.
And that could have been worse, because that could have led to an injury whatsoever.
Yeah, that Lowry's a guy that, again, even though he's on that third line, I think he fits perfectly here for the Jets. I understand the captaincy material. Every time I see him on the ice, Monahan will win it, but the Avs will get this one down. Alec, do you think the Avalanche need the next goal?
I think they should. And no matter how they get this, how they earn this, they have to score the next goal, because Winnipeg has been pressuring them on all fronts, whether it be offensively or defensively. While their top line is not really a defensive line, their depth, which is more defensive-oriented, can get that done.
I agree with you. I think the start for the Jets has really opened my eyes here, the 4 eyes, as this is near the right side red line. Power play underway again. They didn't score the first time, but they look pretty good, if not for a Mark Scheifele stick break. Chance out in front for Connor. And this one, he gets taken away, maybe by Georgiev, who poked it, and this one's cleared down. That was so close in front of the right side. Hellebuck will settle it down. I mean, he's only made 2 more saves than Alec and I right now on the broadcast, so Connor Hellebuck hasn't had much to do. And we got 6 minutes left to go here in the first. It's still a 1-0 lead for the Jets. Second power play opportunity for them, as this will be sent back down. Again, we'll get the reset as the Jets are looking to get settled, but David Gustafson is first to the playoffs from Dylan and Neil Pionk at the 3:15 marker. And that's it, and that's all so far. As Ehlers will wrap this around the kick play here. Georgiev will slow it down and stop it. And now race for the puck again. We will get a whistle. 5:37. Maybe the puck goes out of play. Not sure why there, but 33 seconds left in the Winnipeg power play.
I know Colorado, they are on the penalty kill. While their power play is one of the best in the league, their penalty kill could make up for it. Somewhere around the middle of the pack going up against this Winnipeg. Their power play is around the middle of the pack as well, so pretty much evenly matched on both fronts. The Avs, while they're not a team that's based on defense, is their top defenders. Plus Sean Walker, who can get that done. It's Nino Niederreiter who is going to the penalty box, so that cancels out the power play. We're going to 4-on-4.
I know you're going to see the replay in a minute, but man, that seems awfully soft. And I'm not even trying to pick a side here, but this is the Jets. When you let me know when you see it, but man, I don't even see how that's a penalty. It's just
Yeah, I don't see the penalty either. I mean, what was that all about? I felt it was a light tug on a hold. I just don't see where the call was at.
Scheifele just misses it. I'm glad you agree, because that's a little suspect. As this is near the right side, this is going to be a abbreviated power play upcoming for Colorado. Scheifele steals it, gets us across for Morrissey. It's a 1-on-2. Back to Scheifele. He gets around the defense, right side, trying to set it up for Morrissey, who got cross-checked in front of the net. Now it's Nathan MacKinnon. He's turning on the turnstile, drop across, pick it up near the right side, red line, spin and turn. MacKinnon looking like McDavid. You know he can. Rantanen tried to find this back to Nathan MacKinnon. He'll get it back up and outstretch. Here's a one-timer. This is off the side of the post, but Hellebuck does have it. He reached around and grabbed it.
Oh, it's so close to the first goal. You're pointing out how the Avs, they need to score the first goal. And if there's any time to do so, it's on this power play. We already know how good they are on this power play. While it's not historically good like the Oilers last year, but a nice one-timer from the right circle by Arturi Lekkonen. That's a good start.
Yes, it is. And again, as you said, that one-timer there kind of looking like Kucherov. You want to get a good start there and get some open space and get some confidence. That's what you want to breathe in, if nothing less. Bad turnover a couple times, but the Jets' defense is there. Job's not done, though, as Mikko Rantanen. This goes harmlessly off the wall. Makar be able to send it around, and the Jets will get it down. So Colorado in their first power play, they have 35 seconds left to go, and about 4:10 in this first draw out here alongside Alec Nava. It's been an entertaining open to this game, too. Jets lead the series 1-0, and they're up 1-0 in this game. As it's Makar. High slot. We'll get this one across there for Mikko Rantanen. I'll send this across. Nathan MacKinnon. Makar through the traffic. Hellebuck says no. Jam away at it, and he gets the freeze.
Oh, boy. So close so many times. Sometimes never close enough. And it felt like that giveaway right in front. That reminded us very similar to what happened at the end of our very first playoff game covering each other when Ryan Hartman scored the double overtime winner in Dallas. Well, flashbacks to that. Hellebuck under siege. It felt like for several seconds he was pounded all over it. No problem for him.
That's a great screen, though, for Nichushkin. If you're the Jets, again, I've been complimenting them for playing great defense. You got to make sure that Nichushkin doesn't get in too tight. He's not Joe Pavelski, but he can definitely make some problems there deflecting the puck. Connor now from Ehlers. We'll send this one across. Connor, sweet skate on the right side off the drop. Give it back to Kyle. Kyle sent it across, and a fan for Scheifele. He did get a piece of it, but he shot it wide. Back to Connor. As this is an opportunity off the flip, and the Avalanche will get the steal. Mikko Rantanen will settle it down on his own end. He'll take the outstretched pass and look to get settled here. As it's Cale with Devon Toews, who crisscrosses now. We'll switch defensive sides. Cale will make the outstretched fade from about 60, and this will fire it off the stick shaft. Connor Hellebuck We'll bank this off the right side wall. Try to get this ahead. Ehlers sets up a 2-on-1. Slap shot save, Georgiev. As now it's an opportunity. Here's a chance of the screen. This is blocked out in front by bodies. And the Avalanche will get it out. Miles Wood. He gets stood up by Logan Stanley. Now near the right side, turns it over. Here is the Avs. Big slapper. This one goes wide across the wall. Rebound. And this is blocked out in front as Logan Stanley might have got hit with the puck. Now near the right side. Here's a chance, Manson, and no screen there. It's an opportunity for Hellbuck to settle it down.
Do we have a lot of shot blocks all around? It feels like a lot of sacrificial efforts by both sides. I mean, there's a trailer doing Sandberg on the 2-on-1, which turned into a potential 3-on-1 as Sandberg was the late man on the trailer. But no problem for both of these teams on the defensive end. They're living up at their own ends. By the way, down in Florida, we have overtime for the first time in the playoffs. The Panthers won 10 straight overtime playoff games. The Lightning have lost 5 straight.
Well, it's going to be fun to go ahead and switch when we get into the break. But again, Alec, keep me updated. We only got a couple minutes left in our first, but we'll definitely switch over and call the rest of that. How do you see the Battle of Florida? Who do you got winning?
I have the Panthers in 6 games. The Lightning are going to make a push. If there's any rink that they're going to win, I feel it's going to be at their home ice. The home team, in my opinion, is going to win the first 5 games before the Panthers cap it off in Game 6 on the road.
I'm going to tell you, I agree with your winner completely. I was thinking about going 6, but I wanted to have a little bit more fun. I said Panthers in 7. So I want to see that Battle of Florida truly be a battle to go down to the end.
Do the boat plus ever. I mean, the Panthers, for them, it would be Bertie's charm in the playoffs.
Are the Panthers a team, again, realistically, but they got so hurt last year against the Boston Bruins. Again, we talked about that in that 7-game series. But man, oh man, Alec, I feel like the Panthers, if they didn't sustain all those injuries, they could have made a dent in there in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I know they're going to have a gauntlet to get through, but I really think they can get back there.
Yeah, they can, if they do have all the pieces all around. I see Redbox has joined us. How are you doing?
So I see Rick Bowness right now going ahead and getting the talking across there for Leah Hextall. We got a couple more minutes, and then we will see what happens in the overtime side. We'll switch over after this 2:37. I'm a little bit ahead of Alec here, but I think if I went on the Sportsnet feed, I'd be way ahead, so I can't do that. As this is picked up now across the right side. Settle back down for Mason Appleton. Appleton able to flip this one across the red. And a turnover here. The Avalanche trying to be the first to get to it. It's Nichushkin, former star. Pinned against the wall. Niederreiter as this is bounced away and across neutral ice. Mikko Rantanen will get it across to his defensive core for Toews and Makar. And this will be picked back up by Nathan MacKinnon. Trying to find the entry across the red. Shots on goal are pretty even as we get a stoppage. It's 11-10 Winnipeg, but the goal out in front is what's got them ahead so far.
Man, this has been a fun one.
So far, so good, especially Game 1. That was perhaps the most exciting early candidate for game of the playoffs.
Yeah, apparently the Jets and Avalanche both forgot how to defend on Sunday night. That was fun to watch. So we watched that entire game here at our house. It was great.
I can't imagine being able to survive to have to call all of these games. So I'm hoping maybe for a little bit less, but I think both coaching staffs are as well. I don't think you can survive 7-6s all the way across the board. And the Avalanche.
I mean, half of the goals came in the third, though, so it could happen again. You never know.
Yeah, we had 2 6-goal periods, and Alec did call that first one there. I'm just getting my first action here. As this one goes just wide. Great save for Hellbuck with the stick. He's got to get back in his goal crease, though. Middle stat. We'll loft this one. As now it's near the right side. Manson put it in behind the net. They try to bank it off his back, but the Jets are right there. Avalanche just hold it in. It's an opportunity now. Manson. Another sustained zone pressure for the Avs as it goes just wide of the stick shaft. Bounces off Hellbuck again as he knocks it away. Scheifele now trying to get this out, and off the back turn, they finally will gain the blue line. Scheifele still fighting, and then he gets double hit near the right side in between the players' benches. Here's a rush for Morrissey. And Georgiev's got the answer.
So far, so good for Winnipeg, but Colorado, they've been pushing in the last few minutes. They got the majority of the last few shots on goal, with 4 of them coming on their power play.
Absolutely crazy. This is good physical contact here, Alec. Again, as we talked about a little bit alongside Owen that's in here with us, it was a situation where, defense was hard to come by, but in this game two switch, I'm glad to see that everybody's selling out for the shot blocks and playing this like a true playoff game. Normally is defense first and then getting your rushes, because these two offenses can be very dangerous. As it's now Jared Bednar's lines. They're going to go ahead and get a few more changes here. 40 seconds left to go in this first. It's Nichushkin across the left side walls. This gets sent in. Dylan DeMelo will catapult this thing, but the Avalanche keep it in. Send it into an open area where the Jets will get a chance to recollect, and this will be flipped back down the ice. It's blown dead one more time. The Avalanche get an offensive zone draw with 25 seconds left.
You know what's insane? That the first 11 games of the playoffs did not go to overtime. This is the first time since 1997 when it took 17 games for this to happen.
Is the Florida one officially going to overtime?
It is. 2-2.
Perfect. You can watch that one during the break. I was kind of hoping that would happen. I love it.
This is a shot from Makar, and this is held by Hellebuck. 21 seconds left to go in the first. John out here with you alongside Alec Nava and all Parkin. We're on the Twitter Space side of it and on YouTube as well. I know, Alec, you might be thinking about doing some Twitch streams. I don't know if you're carrying that all the way across as well. I hope that does go well for you as we go across.
That's how I found out you guys were on. I was just flipping through to see who was doing the game on YouTube, and I saw Jets versus Avalanche with Alec. I'm like, hold on a second. I think I know who this might be.
Now near the right side, Nichushkin. Keep it in. It's Toews. Traffic on front. And now a couple slap shots get blocked. You're going to need some ice bags down to 5. And this one is solved near the left corner. That's going to end a frantic first period.
We saw everything in that first period. Second straight time. Would it be offense? Would it be defense? It doesn't disappoint. He has to 1, 2, 3, 4 chances to tie it up this late in the first period. They couldn't do so. The Jets holding firm, and in the last second, not going off the hand of the captain, Adam Valeri, to end this first period with the Jets leading 1-0.
That's a fantastic first period. I'm glad you summed it up that way. Again, we're talking about some of the stuff that's on ESPN2 with the Lightning and the Panthers, the host of players that have just overtime goals aplenty. If I got to pick my hero here, Alec, I'll jump out in front of it. I'll try not to take a big name, but give me Nick Paul. I'll take him for the Lightning, and for the Panthers, I got to go with Tkachuk.
I mean, all 3 of his overtime winners coming last year. I feel he could be a big bet to score the overtime winner for Florida. Me personally, I'm going to go Carter Verhage. He's getting his 5th overtime playoff winner, and for the Bolts, Brandon Hagel.
Yeah, there's so many good options. Who do I think I should go for to score the player this one here? I like Kucherov maybe for the and for Tampa, or for Florida, let's go Tarasenko just to keep things all different from each other.
Yeah, Tarasenko would be interesting. I could tell you, Paul Maurice and even Alec and I and everything else, they'd be ecstatic if Tarasenko gets on the board.
I mean, Blues fans would as well. Yes. He's a long-time player that they're watching on the video boards. Even if the Blues are not in the playoffs, Blues fans should still be cheering for Tarasenko.
I will say this, as we were all giving our predictions, Steve Levy was giving PK Subban a little bit of gruff because he was going chalk for all of his picks. And that's what we try not to do. We can't just say Stamkos and Kucherov and all the big names. You got to try to mix it up a little bit. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, Levy can mix it up. Not all the time.
Right.
One big and not every game is going to be a superstar scoring an overtime winner like we see in
Absolutely.
last year's Eastern Conference Final. It's got to be someone different.
I guess they haven't, the overtime hasn't started yet, though.
Yeah, they're currently at the break, but they did give us an update on the studio. Anthony Beauvillier, what a nice name. He gets the opening goal for the Nashville Predators, 1-0. And a development here, Thatcher Demko is questionable for the remainder of the series. This is the 5th straight postseason in which a goaltender for the Canucks has suffered an injury. Ouch.
Demko was a huge loss. I mean, the Nashville Predators already showed that they were a team worth taking seriously Sunday night. At least I thought so from what I saw. So that's going to make things incredibly interesting. Who do they have in goal for tonight?
Nashville, you say Saros, and for Vancouver, it is Casey Smith.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've got the game on it. It's just showing the feed of the arena right now, so it must be great. Oh, here we come back.
So I know doing some of the capsules and talking with Alec before the end of the regular season, I asked him, how far do you think Nashville's going to go? And he said Western Conference Finals maybe for Nashville because they've been that good. I mean, honestly, I agreed with Alec because, look, he had a 15-0-2 stretch for Nashville to be able to get the WC1. I mean, they've been playing playoff hockey for about 2 months.
They have the 18 straight games from a point on after they canceled their U2 concerts at the Vegas figure. It's so ironic how it all works. And for Casey Smith, he's one of those goaltenders who he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, but he got tested once before. Unfortunately, in that one game where he was in the playoffs, he got injured, had to leave in the second overtime. That was when he was with the Penguins. And then, after his injury, in comes Louis Domingue after the spicy pork and broccoli. I know Penguins fans love how that saga turned out.
Yeah.
Just wish it was a different outcome series-wise. But still was a nice story for Domingue. But the Smith, he has to lock in now that Demko, he's possibly out for the rest of the series. He's questionable, they say that.
Oh, man. I'm going to be flipping back and forth here. This is first overtime of the playoffs. And then, man, like, if I wasn't a Leafs fan, I'd most certainly be a Jets fan. I could totally get behind them if the Leafs end up crashing out in the first round. I think the Jets go through in the second round. I think they do in 5 or 6.
5 or 6? I think it's 7, perhaps, but 5 or 6, that's a good one.
That would be a really good prediction on your part there, when we get a chance to get that, because again, Alec and I said last year, and I was one of the first, I couldn't believe Alec jumped on the board too. I think he did so first, but we both were going to take the upset last year over the Vegas Golden Knights. But that's what happened. Vegas ended up winning the Stanley Cup. I would feel bad if the Jets weren't able to get through this again because, I mean, you go through Vegas and then you got to play Colorado. They just had some tough first-round matchups.
Yeah, Colorado, they're not an easy matchup for Winnipeg. Colorado, they know how to play tough, especially in games where they require such high efforts, even with their high-end talent. And if Winnipeg, they come out on top in this series, next up you're going to have to go against either Dallas or Vegas in the second round, depending on how that series goes out. And that's not an easy matchup either. I argue that either one of these two is a tough matchup for Winnipeg in the second round, no matter who they face.
That's a very good call on your part. Again, we'd have to see the way it all shakes up, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be very easy. And, honestly, I'm wondering, across the board, I'm really excited to see what would happen tomorrow because if Jake Ottinger, he struggles and you have Logan Thompson continue to kind of look shaky, I mean, it's not like the Vegas Golden Knights had a lot of shots on goal last night, but they found a way to get a victory.
Yeah, not a lot of shots, but quality over quantity. That's how Vegas gets things done. That's more how the New York Islanders looked against the Hurricanes in Game 2 for the first 57 minutes.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, so that game, because that was 3-1. They were winning, and it was just after the Leafs game had finished. And I thought, no, there's no way. 10 minutes left. There's no way they lose this. I'd come back 25 minutes later.
Oh boy, do I have news. blown leads.
16.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw that save from Sergei Bobrovsky, and I had to make sure I didn't jump all over you guys. What a ridiculous glove hand save from Big Bob.
Speak of gorgeous saves in the playoffs, we could easily think of Pekka Rinne and Braden Holtby in the same postseason.
Yes.
Jordan Binnington in 2019 Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, and many others. Semyon Varlamov in 09 against Sidney Crosby.
I'm like right in time with you two on the games, which is nice. Like I'm literally like only 3 seconds behind. It's awesome.
It's nice to be able to have all that. Again, I'll try to flip in a little bit. I'll try to get this for a few minutes and go back into our featured game. So try to monitor how much time we have left here for the intermission between the Avs and the Jets, where we're giving a live look at the Battle of Florida here as it's tied 2-2. And as we said, the first overtime game of the playoffs, hopefully the first of many.
First of many. There's no guarantee.
There is nothing like a game from the East going to triple overtime and ending at 1 o'clock in the morning. It happens at least once every year. I don't think it'll be this one, but it's nothing like it.
The one last year when it was a solo call between Carolina and Florida, and I'm going into 7 periods, I didn't think I was going to make it. Declare, you'll just get this taken away from him as Ekblad absorbs a hit. I'm going to let Alec take the second period when we get back into the Avalanche and Jets, because I'll keep my voice box as well. 1844, we get a icing against the Lightning.
And I remember that game you were talking about because it had the same night Toronto was playing. I had finished my last exam that night, and I stayed up and watched that game until it must have ended at 12:30.
Yes, I mean, and I remember that one game when the Rangers and the Penguins went to triple overtime. I was finishing up my junior year in college. That was the one game I was paying attention to all throughout. That's what I had eyes on. I was leaving one of my friends' houses at my university's campus, watching this game endlessly. I mean, my heart couldn't take it.
It's the beauty of playoff hockey, and there really is nothing like it. As Owen mentioned, another icing again, 18:29 left. In this overtime, if we need it all, there's Sean Matthew Tkachuk, and it's right on cue, just a chorus of overtime winners. Playoff Chucky is indeed a real thing.
Game 5 against Boston, Game 1 against Carolina, Game 2 against Carolina. We can also add Game 4 against Carolina as an honorable mention. He scored the winning goal with seconds left in regulation. Boy, that Game 5 winner sparked a Cinderella story by the Florida Panthers. This time they want to finish the job.
Yeah, and again, Alec, they just got to hopefully remain a little bit more healthy than they were last year. You had multiple guys. Tkachuk had a broken sternum and broken foot. He had Montour injured, Forsling injured, Rako Gudis. I mean, there was just a ton of guys that they had lost and then played through pain like everybody does. But Panthers really feel like they can get back there. I think we're all in agreement. We'll see what they can do. This Battle of Florida is a really good matchup here. The Bolts, this might be the last stand for them in the next couple of seasons. Wraparound attempt for Verhaeghe, as this one will get picked off. Now to the right side. Great pass. Set up. This goes just wide of the big cap, as this will be sent back down again off the backhand. And is this just outside? It's Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He'll touch it up.
I would say this is probably one of the strongest 8 seeds we've seen in years. I mean, aside from Florida last year, of course.
Yeah, Tampa's a deep seed at the 7 side for the Washington Capitals, man. They have no chance. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I felt bad when I was doing my capsules and said I think the series would go 5 because I feel like I'm lying to everybody.
It certainly feels that way if it goes to 5 if Washington steals one. Would it be at their home ice? And I think it should be at their home ice because if the Rangers win those 2 games, it's over. It's a sweep.
Right.
It's a Bruins. The Rangers move on to face either the Hurricanes or the Islanders by this point, but it feels more so it could be a Rangers-Hurricanes second-round matchup. And we're watching onto this overtime close week. Both our eyes and good chances by Sam Reinhart to end it twice. The big cat holds on to both of them.
I think if there's going to be a sweep, it's either going to happen. Well, I would have said Vancouver 12 out. In the East, definitely the Rangers. In the West, probably the Oilers.
Yeah, the LA Kings got to be having nightmares having that same matchup 3 years in a row. And again, I always make the joke of when you're at the roulette table, you can bet on red or black. And I keep trying to pick the Kings, thinking they'll get something eventually, but they don't. Backhand scores! Florida!
11 straight. Good night from South Florida. Nikolaj, he just float this one in. The Lightning, they were trapped. Kachuk fighting Lundell and then out in front. Guess who? Carter Verhaeghe with
They called it.
You called it, Alec.
Playoff game winner. Chicken dinner. How about it for this though? It's a backhand. He elevated that top shelf. I thought the first game between the Avs and the Jets was stressful. How about this one for an overtime win?
Great job on the call. And again, I can say, here come the Rats.
Game 2 to the Panthers. They'll march on to Tampa with a 2-0 series advantage. Now, I know the tide may be turning over at Tampa Bay because that is the Lightning's home ice. They're a better team. The Bolts are a better team at home than they are on the road. Let's be honest, based on the stat lines. And I feel it backs it up here.
I mean, in Florida, I really don't know. The crowd, they're so close. I really don't know how partisan the crowds are in Florida and Tampa. And I've been to the Tampa Arena. I've been to Avalanche. It's mostly Canadians, man. It's mostly Canadians.
They do, yeah. There is a good Canadian tangent there in Florida.
Mind you, that was in March.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that too.
I'm looking in real time, again, no goaltender interference, but I will say this for Matthew Tkachuk. I don't think anybody has embodied a team more from a trade than coming from the Flames to Florida than Matthew Tkachuk. He really does feel like he's Mr. Florida Panther.
People would be happy at that remark because he's from South Florida. Mr. Florida Panther could go to Matthew Tkachuk. Indeed, this may be the single most impactful trade in Florida Panthers franchise history, and we're seeing that unfold. It's right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, I'd be real hard-pressed again. I know we just talked about it a little bit. I know we got so many more games before we get to that point, but if you don't take Florida to try to at least get to round 3, I mean, I don't know what you're watching at this point over the last couple of years. This is a team that has excellent defense, excellent goaltending. They have forwards. They get it done in the clutch. I mean, they've been doing that last couple seasons, and from that trade, again, if not for some of the injuries, I think the Florida Panthers could have won the cup last year.
You don't think Toronto or Boston could give them a run in the second round? I mean, not that Toronto's playing right now.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I will say this: because I picked Toronto in 7 against Boston, but I'm going to say if Boston plays Florida again, I think they're going to relive a nightmare. That's just me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that notion as well. If it's Bruins and Panthers again, I feel the Panthers win back-to-back series against them.
Either way, it's going to be a rematch of last year's playoffs, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the Bruins, I know having star talent on the wings is nice, but you have to have a center. The Bruins are going number 1 center by committee. They don't really have a true number 1 center by the likes of Sasha Barton. Sam Bennett is also a nice number 2 center to not sleep on.
Right, and I'm glad you made that point, Alec, because that's what I looked at when I was doing the capsules, and I'm thinking, okay, David Pastrnak is a superstar, and I'm not saying anything against the Boston Bruins because Charlie Coyle and Pavel Zacha are good players, but they're not going to match up with some of those top-end centers that you just talked about.
No, and no matter who's on that second line, they can match up nicely against any one of those Bruins lines with their physicality.
Right.
Of course, that chemistry between Bennett and Tkachuk is a feared one. And no matter who's on the left wing, whether it be Verhaeghe or Luostarinen or Cousins, any left winger on the left side of Bennett and Tkachuk will work out nicely.
So we just saw. Go ahead.
Some of these intermissions I find are like 10 minutes, and you get other This one definitely feels like one of the longer ones.
I will say this to your point, Owen, as we're getting the players finally coming back onto the ice. On the basketball side of things in the NBA, I think that's definitely 10 minutes more.
Well, that's because it takes them 10 minutes to play the last 2 minutes of the game.
Speaking of basketball, it feels like I want to go back to last night with
Sure.
the Mulberry buzzer beater. A 20-point lead against the Nuggets feels more like a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
What do you make, Alec? And again, I'm not trying to have you pick a side, but LeBron was really upset about a lot of the stuff, and then I saw his name trending, not for good reasons. Did he have a point in any of his comments?
To be fair, this may be some of the worst officiating that we've seen in a while because of some decisions, but if we're being honest, the Lakers have the largest free throw differential in the league by a wide margin. It's not even close to the second closest team. I feel for his point, his controversial calls, including the one at Boston last year in the what Lakers fans call the Boston screw job, that is. But still, it's not a good look for neither the officials nor the Lakers, given that they are the ones that are complaining about the officiating.
And LeBron complains about so much that I've honestly just stopped listening to him. I'm going to be totally honest.
Do you want to take the second period? You want to take the second period, Alec?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this second period. Here we are here. Winnipeg, Manitoba. The whiteout is in full effect. Alongside John and Olin Parkin and Cooper Hopkins was listening. I am Alec Nava. Welcome on board to Game 2 of this Western Conference quarterfinal series. The Avalanche already inside their attacking zone. The Jets do get this out the backhand from Valeri to begin with over to Mason Appleton. His second stint with the Jets. Long shot that went from the left point. Georgiev saw it all the way from several screens. He caught it.
Long time no see, my friend. How are you doing?
Hey, Cooper.
How's it going, everybody? I don't want to step on your toes. I'm just here to catch some entertaining hockey action. It has been so long, John. I'm glad I have a little bit of time here, which has been harder to come by these days. But I just want to let you guys get into the game flow here. I'll pop in maybe occasionally to throw a comment in. But we got ourselves a good one here between two teams that are really battling it out. We get Colorado on a nice speed through the neutral zone here. Who's taking play-by-play in the second period? That's the question I need answered. That would be me, Cooper. So let's get rocking and rolling here for period 2. Buggity. Let's go ice. Hockey skating, boys and girls. He has now with this at the attacking end on the far side, down behind the nets. Boy, I love me some Darryl Walter. I can make a tribute to him with that last announcement. As the Jets cleared this one all the way to their own logo, and we taken up by Caleb Jones, younger brother of Seth Jones. Kicked in by Nichushkin. Hellebuck plays this one out. He's maintaining a shutout here, though it's early in the second period. The Avs are looking for a tying goal. That's what they were looking for with just seconds left to go. Not at 7-7 in game 1. And what could be our early candidate for playoff game of the year, though a close second would be last night's Hurricanes versus Islanders game 2. The Canes scoring 5 unanswered to cap off that run after being down 3-0. Middle shot is in. Cross-ice pass. Long shot. That one went up high. Might have been blocked. Held in by Nichushkin as he goes back over to the left point. Where's Jones? Across. Jack Johnson deflection in front. That one went off the boards. Held in by Jones. Down low is middle stat. The ex-save required a deadline. Just flips it on the backhand where Hellebuck's son jumps over to his right. You hold on.
Well, we talked about the season sweep for Winnipeg, 3-0, 17-4. Well, they've outscored Winnipeg in the first period, the Avalanche, by 14 in the first period in 4 games combined. So we'll see if that continues as this series goes across. We talked about who needs this game more, and it really is a coin flip here.
It could be Colorado who needs this game more, considering it's a slow start in that first game. Long shot by Benson. There's another save by Hellebuck. You hold on again. Back-to-back faceoffs to his right.
Well, I'm in front of you, so I'm not stepping on your call here. You go ahead.
I'm way ahead of you, too.
Score! Miles won. Ehlers hit up. He has double, bringing that starting magic to Colorado.
I heard scores come out of my computer. I'm like, oh,
Right in off the draw for Miles Wood.
Just a quick face-up win and a flick of the wrist. How about that lightning quick? I know the feeling of being behind this time around. It's Fubo TV, in which I'm on, by the way. So Fubo is definitely going to be behind. Normally I'm the one ahead. Now I'm the one behind. Oh boy, this is going to be fun.
Go ahead, Alec.
All right, here's Colorado from the far side of the boards. Sandberg takes it up, looks to clear, not out, held up by Manson. Jumping in over to the near corners, Wood jumps on it. Over to the far boards where Rose, there's nobody on the ass there. Nemestikov gets pumped, but the puck goes out to center. And picking this up is David Gustafson, who scored his first career playoff goal in the first period. Congrats to him. Chaos now as the puck exits out. Stick with it twice with follow. This is onside. The Jets just get one on Georgiev. He gets turned to control it. The Jets keep this in. Backhand it around. This goes by on ahead. Not the one that just that was Trenton, who backhands one behind. Manson now. Moved up front through the far side of the boards. The Jets keep it in. Georgiev playing this round. These two goaltenders happen to be the two winningest goaltenders of the regular season this year. 38 for Georgiev, 36 for a hell of a more than 37. As back in is Ehlers, 8 fires, and Georgiev shuts that one down. 16-54.
Well, I don't want to jump on you too much here, Cooper, if you're busy doing other stuff, but I did want to ask you, are you concerned at all about goaltending in this series for Alex Georgiev?
Yeah, listen, I think you have to be, but as was the opinion, I think, of a lot of pundits, you almost, because of the insane scoring that went on in game one, you almost write it off. And Alec made a good point, which you're all aware of. That could have easily been a tie game, and we could have seen overtime there. Who knows what we would have seen if Colorado had been able to come back and get that thing to 7-7. They did not get that lucky number 7, of course, falling short by that one tally. So, yeah, John, to answer your question, I think it's basically you just go back to the drawing board and look at your starters and say, hey, just do what you normally do. And as we are now well into this second contest at just 1-1, seems to be that things have righted just a bit. The ship is lifting a little bit less, but we'll see. There could be a flurry here as we get further into this.
Right, we do have an ice team. We're still not at 1-1, but still the goal scoring being trimmed down here in game 2. There could be more of that defense that we could be speaking of.
Yeah, great point, Alec. And I just want to introduce myself quickly. I know we have a little bit of offset with the timing on Fubo and the rest of the game action, but Redbox, my name's Cooper, and now we're following each other here on Twitter/X, and I'm just happy to be alongside you.
Yeah, I saw actually that John was doing the game on YouTube, so I figured he was probably in the space too. I figured I'd come hang out with the game because, there ain't no way I'm missing this one. This is such a good matchup.
Heck no. Any friend of John and Alex is a friend of mine. Glad to be here, and let's have some fun.
Let's indeed have fun around here. The Avalanche, they're looking to have fun. Not right now, but I'm telling you, he's going to come against Winnipeg. It was a loose stick. That was that of Cale Makar. He's the one that drew the penalty. He has to the man advantage.
Oh, right in the teeth for Cale Makar. Draws blood. That's going to be 4.
That's going to draw. Yeah, he got some blood up there. There's a clear high stick. Lost his stick, and that's clearly 4 minutes for high sticking. Because there's one swing towards his knee. Second swing was up towards, I think, the nose. Or mouth.
Well,
Yeah, I'm seeing that right across the upper lip, and I know he's a hockey player. He's going to stay out there and take advantage of the power play here, but he may get a stitch or two in the room. That was pretty serious.
That does not look good. There is clear bleeding at the upper lip of Makar. He's not on the ice right now for this. Is for opening bits of the power play. So he's going to be tended to by the medical trainers. The Jets do get it out. 4 minutes for Kyle Connor. You serve a double minor. It's Devon Toews taking Makar's place on the top unit for the time being. So we wonder at what point does Makar get on the ice? And this is at team that cannot afford to have any one of their players go down to injury. They already lost Drouin for the series. They announced beforehand as he got hurt in game 82. MacKinnon at the left circle. Sares went up. MacKinnon cannot get a shot off. This goes back to MacKinnon. Toews now. He walks the point. Top of the left circle for MacKinnon. One-timer in front. Might have been blocked by Scheifele. Rantanen in the far corner. Goes back over to Toews. Long stretch pass over to MacKinnon in the opposite circle. Launched by Scheifele. The ex-king. Nice poke by Valeri to get this one all the way out. Toews wins the foot race. Lowry's going to retreat. Go out for a change. Can MacKinnon catch them on this change? No, he can't. Sandberg gets back. Nichushkin to the net foot. No deflection up front. Nava sticks this one away, but it lands onto the stick of MacKinnon. Down low this goes Nichushkin. Wraps it around over to MacKinnon one more time. Cross-ice pass up front. This bounced out back. More Rantanen. Back in the point is Toews. He walks it. MacKinnon doesn't fire the one-timer. He's looking at the left circle. On for Lekkonen. That's a nice block by Winnipeg. Rantanen races to it. Monahan beats him out and clears. All the way back to Colorado zone. So we're 1:30 into the double minor. Rantanen dropping this one back time. MacKinnon going across for Rantanen again. They're still out there. He's looking at it again. Off for Nava as he got in the way of that pass. Winnipeg looking to find a lane short-handed. Aptis is going to send this one right behind the goal line. Just give off some more time as there was no opening. 2:10 to go on the power play. And here's Makar. He's back out there. Makar going around Brendan Dillon. Receives his puck back out at the far corner. The Jets punt this one out. It stays in. Walker's closed out by Gustafson. Batted down. It was Brendan Dillon. Across for Dillon. Or I meant Dillon DeMelo. I'm getting tongue twisted with the Dillons in here. Brendan Dillon and Dillon DeMelo. Two defensive defensemen on the Jets. So it appears. Middlestat leads this second unit. On the way up to the near side. It's Walker right behind his nose that he gets shoved away by Dillon. Now it's Ross Polton who goes behind. And Dillon again jumps the passing lane, but Middlestat cannot corral this. Winnipeg clears out. And back come the top units on both sides. Power play and penalty kill. Toews was part of this first unit for this time being as Makar was tended to by the medical staff during the first sequence. MacKinnon to the left for Lekkonen. Drop pass on for Toews. Toews can't hold it. It's Nichushkin's game is out as the Azure forced to regroup. 105 on the man advantage. Toews. MacKinnon's going to skate backwards in the event he's going to burst with speed. Yes, he will. He starts in 1 minute. MacKinnon up for the lane. Nichushkin near half wall. Onto the left circle. Drop back for Toews. Back for MacKinnon at the half wall. Left circle. Continues to look. Pass almost intercepted. Here's Rantanen. Elevates this. It bounced off Hellebuck. Upward grabs. Bounces over to Toews. Backhands around. Still in play. Rantanen closed up. Lekkonen jumps on it. Scheifele does so at the opposite corner. Shoved towards the wall by Nichushkin. Sandberg picks it up and fires it down the distance with 30 to go on a man advantage. Boy, has this been an entertainer. It's still 1-1, and we're still looking for the tie-breaking goal here with 20 on the Avs power play. Rantanen to the right side. Lekkonen moves in around the right circle. Far corner, he picks it up away from Appleton. Makar back at the point. Walking around through the center point and onto the right side with this Rantanen. Sares went on up in front. MacKinnon's still there down low. 3 seconds. Back for Makar. Makar fires long range. Power play over. And the Jets cheer on that successful double minor kill. Just one shot on that 4-minute power play. That was not a good one. The Jets move in. Here's Appleton. Hand on the shot. And getting back was Ross Colton. Was acquired via trade from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Colorado moves in. Pass intercepted, but he has to get it back. Wrist shot. And Colton gets denied by Hellebuck. On the other way, here's Connor. Here's Gabe Maloney. Scheifele moves in. Out in front. Star! Mark Scheifele. Second straight game of goal.
I gotta tell you, I understand the goaltending is electric one way and Scheifele finishes it off, but the defensive presence that we've seen from the Winnipeg Jets, they held the Avalanche to just one shot through a 4-minute double minor and they go the other way and score. That is otherworldly effort.
That was a beautiful play. And they've gone to the intermission still 1-0 Nashville on that Beauvillier goal.
Yeah, guys and gals, that is a heck of a sequence right there. We're talking not just a couple of seconds or one shift. That's a 5-minute sequence right there of penalty killing. And listen, Colorado looked good on that man advantage. They were stifled by the Jets, and then the Jets break out the other way. The sight across the ice to see that pass to initiate that play, that's what I love the most. Man, Winnipeg looking sharp here. Scheifele puts it home with a flick of the wrist.
Wow.
Beautiful stuff as we hit the media timeout.
Wow, things have changed from Sunday. My gosh.
Yeah, what was even said in the locker room, which you're like, okay, you understand that you got to have a defensive presence because you got 13 goals on the Sunday side, but this is a complete transformational effort.
So much. The Jets counting both offensively and defensively, and it felt like it all came within that they were split a rip when they made that trade to get Valeri, Iafallo, Kupari, and that second-round pick was leading to Wadi Hardaway. I know this is easier said than done in transforming the team all throughout, but this feels like a Jets team that can legitimately make a deep run.
I could see it. I mean, a Jets Vancouver second round. Oh, man. Well, first of all, that would send ESPN and the rest of the American hockey media to a frenzy, which I would just love to see. And second of all, like, that's just it's a good series on paper. It's just a good series in general. I think Winnipeg would win, too. I wholeheartedly think Winnipeg would beat Vancouver if they met the second.
Well, I know, Cooper, you had Vancouver making the playoffs. You absolutely nailed that. I had Nashville on the side of the bracket. We got those ones correct, but now it seems like Thatcher Demko could miss the rest of the series.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest, that's a nightmare for Vancouver Canucks fans. That's the kind of thing that you dread to see come across your phone screen or laptop screen, and that's exactly what they've got. So they're going to have to swallow that bitter pill. And the Nashville Predators, they get that first goal. They have not put any more past the Canucks, so we'll see if they can really capitalize. But you got to think that there's some shaky confidence with the Canucks faithful.
You have to think about the confidence about the Canucks. And losing your best goaltender may be a demoralizing injury for the Canucks, considering he is by far the best goaltender they've had since Roberto Luongo when he got there. He's such an important piece to the Canucks, and with him out of the equation perhaps for the remainder of the series, that's not going to bode well for them, as one of the Jets shots fired wide. Connor is back out there. Is the all-offense line. And considering that while they're not known for defense, they are one that can factor in offensively. Ehlers, that pass just missed. It's intended for Logan Stanley. Stanley back the other way, the pass too far. Will this get all the way down? It will. Jack Johnson wins the boat race.
So I got to ask you this, Cooper. You got Toffoli and Monahan, some former Flames. How are you feeling with the Jets?
Well, look, I mean, there are a couple of pieces that can really make an impact, and I like that Monahan, with his career trajectory, is looking like maybe he was heading for an early retirement after some injury issues. Both hips, not just one. Think about what you do on the sheet of ice as you move your feet and drive, every single shift and take punishment. He had hip issues, got through those things, of course, had some time in Montreal. He just seems to be a sucker for Canadian franchises, and now he's with his third. And after a great number of years, I was so happy to have him be a member of the Flames. My sweet, sweet, beloved Calgary Flames missed the playoffs this year, but I get to root for guys like Toffoli, who was also an excellent Flame, played so well with Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk while those two were still there. And then let's not forget players like Chris Tanev, who is with the Dallas Stars now, making an impact there. So plenty for me to root for sure.
Yeah, of course, with Toffoli, as we think about him and the 4 Canadian teams that he's been a part of, between Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, and now Winnipeg. I feel he's just jumping onto Canadian teams and collecting them like it's Infinity Stones.
I love it, Alec. I love it. You got Toffoli. Yeah, you put those guys, the number of years they've served on Canadian teams together. Yeah, they are the CEOs of playing for Canadian teams. It's fun to watch those guys, and even though they're not wearing the Flaming C anymore, definitely still rooting for them for sure.
Oh, for sure. DeMelo sends it up over to Valeri, the ex-King, pushing and shoving towards goalkeeper Ranta, who scored for Dallas against Colorado in Game 7 2020. Now he plays for Colorado. And the irony how it all works out with the story of how it's written. People get to write their next chapters. Scheifele, the most recent goal scorer, along the half wall, pushed towards there by Toews, loses this puck in doing so, as Cole recollected by the Avs. Now it's Winnipeg off this takeaway. Adam Lowry moves back in. The captain looks backwards over to the point. Dylan winds up. Makes a one-timer. Now it's Appleton on the one-timer half wall. Jorgen saw that. That getaway is a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Rantanen side. Good stick in the way by Nino Niederreiter. We speak of defense and how the Jets, they're good defensively down for the lineup outside the first line. Well, this first line is providing the defense with Niederreiter doing exactly that with the stick deflection. Casey Middle sat back here in the direction. From right to left, and the white jerseys with the cerulean pants. Can't get things going. Here come the Jets. The 4 night blue jerseys and sweatpants. Moved inside, gloved down by Appleton. One time Kraken, second time Jets. Now up for Leggett, who has it. Airs this one out. It's gloved down. He has to get this one in. Jack Johnson chasing after the Jets. Stick is away from him. Here's Appleton. From near to sit bin, moving around from the near to the far wall. And this was not ice. This was just across the red line. Millsap whips it out. The Jets get this one in for a brief second. And the Avs, it feels like this puck is going back and forth between no man's land, the Jets and the Avs zones for the last few seconds. Just feels like nobody can get any zone time established. We're not seeing a lot of shots as of late. And the game's kind of slowed down, closed out on the offensive windows at this current moment. Here's Morrissey, who's driven all the way back. The Avs were surveying. The pass is turned over. Here comes Colorado. As one of the Avs gets knocked down, that was Sean Monahan who delivered the check. Up for Caleb Jones. He can't handle it. And back the other way comes the Jets. Nice poke by the Avs to deny the 2-on-1. Ehlers trying to drive this one and can't do so. And he'll walk around for the Jets logo. Moved inside, spun around with Morrissey. Jorgen plays this one out. He's in behind his crease. One of the Jets was approaching it, but just got it out all the way up the zone. And the Jets will restart with possession. Morrissey for the near side. Sean Monahan recollecting this. Was raised with the Canadians before being acquired near the deadline. Up for Sean Walker as he recollects it for the Avs. Moved up front. This is Joel Kiviranta. He fires one. Hell of a shut it down. Puck is loose. Still available. Kiviranta. Nice stick by Valeri to deny that. Even though the first line's not known for defense, they're providing defense right now. It is Valeri who's showing that on all fronts. Walking the point. Long shot. Deflected out in front. Losing the swat. Avs pick it up. Over to the right side. Over to the right circle. Now recollected by Johnson. Moved up front. Deflected off a hand. Wrist shot. That was stopped by Hellebuck. Payok. Airs this one all the way out to Avs territory as Spencer recollects. Bad giveaway. Kyle Connor. Left circle. All day. Hey, score. No. It's off the post. I thought it went in for a moment, but it ran out the pipe at the last second. I don't know how that happened. Nichushkin, our side. I don't know how that went in and out. I think the officials have reviewed as this puck went out of. Though it's still in play for this current moment. How did that not go in, John?
I don't know, Alec. Honestly, it was just chaos. The Jets' defense has been terrific, but Connor, wide open, rips it somehow. It's the right side of the bar as we're under continuous action, and now you're going to get something.
I don't know who it is, but I don't want to be spoiled, but thanks for the warning. The Avs have it, home zone. Toews sends it up over to the far wall. Here they come. Our side, MacKinnon twirls backwards. Walks along, for the top of the point. Gets it out for Toews. Now walking out, long shot, score! Cale, Makar! It's even again!
And we're starting to see it again. The goals are starting to fly, and that's what I like. Come on.
This is, yeah, you're absolutely right. Back and forth action here, and man, oh man, and John, especially knowing all the games that we've covered through the years, and Alec, we've certainly shared some fun moments as well, some exciting ones. I think that every one of those white-clad Winnipeg faithful ready to jump up right there. If that shot had been a half inch further to the inside, we'd be talking about a 3-1 game here. Let me put it this way. My TV is turned almost all the way down. I actually was looking away for a moment, and I heard that shot off the post. That drew me back into the game, and then what do we see? We see Colorado tie it. We were talking about who needs this game more. Colorado playing right now as if they want it the most. This is a good one here.
Jump back into it, Alec, but I got to tell you, this is absolutely unbelievable. This is my first foray into it this year, and this might be one of the best defensive efforts in crazy games I've ever seen.
Yeah, first game was all about the offense. Now we're going all about the defense. Just imagine what else could happen.
They don't playoff-wise.
Man, I mean, yesterday was.
Other than that,
is it a flash in the pan, or is this going to be long-term sustainable?
Other than that Lakers game, and on Sunday night, I guess the Pelicans finish is okay. But other than that, they were incredibly unexciting.
I mean, the Sixers Knicks finish in game 2. That was fun to watch. One of my friends was there, by the way. He got to watch the game in person. All the way back now, Sandberg with 4:30 as we're back into action here in the second period. 2-2 is the scoreline. Cale, Makar. Valeri Nemestikov just put someone on a blender on the spinorama. How nifty was that? The one-timer by Jack Johnson was broken. But what a spinorama by Nemestikov. What a beauty. Here's Toews. Down low for MacKinnon, and this puck still loose over the right point. Makar, he tries that long shot again. The puck's still available for Nichushkin. MacKinnon makes himself available. Shot is blocked on the one-timer. Toews with 3:48 to go. Another one shot from the point, and Alec grabbed it. He hold on 3:46, but Nemestikov, are you kidding me?
Oh, folks, we are really getting it all now. We got ourselves a hockey game. That will be on highlight reels, not just for Nemestikov, but for the Jets for years to come. Absolutely embarrassing. And I'm glad he fell backwards. I couldn't see his numbers on the back of his sweater. Whoever went down for the Avs there, he might need to go back to the room just to gather himself. That was a crazy moment. No goal scored, no big defensive play, but that's impressive.
That was Ross Colton who got turned around on that nasty spin by Nemestikov. And you're right about that, Cooper. That's going to be on the Jets' highlight reels for all the years to come.
Cooper, did you catch the end of the overtime in that Panthers-Logan game?
I did not. And listen, maybe I'm teeing it up here for you. I did check over to see that the overtime had begun. And I did not expect it to end as quickly as it did. Were you able to see exactly what happened? And maybe you could fill me in. What were we looking at there as that thing concluded?
I'll tell you who scored. It is Carter Verhaeghe, his 5th overtime playoff winner as a member of the Panthers, and the 11th straight overtime playoff win for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's big time stuff, John. What do you think about that kind of number? What can that do for a Panthers team that obviously fell short last year, but is looking to make another run here again?
Cooper, honestly, again, I think it comes down to health. I know that's how it is in the playoffs. We've talked about that many times. They were just so beat up in that last year's series against the Bruins. And I think you and I felt the same way. If they were going into the finals against Vegas and they were fully healthy, I thought they would have been able to give them a scare or even outright win that thing. I think their confidence is at an all-time high. They just got to get there healthy.
Great point. Yeah, you have to feel that confidence after an OT winner like that. And Alec, thanks for that stat on Verhaeghe. I actually was not aware he had that many. I knew he was pretty clutch, but you got to put that word in bold now. Mr. Clutch for the Panthers.
Canucks and Nashville are coming back to the intermission.
Yeah, Elias Pettersson missed the net. He hit the side of the net when he could have tied up. He had an open cage to shoot at. Unfortunately, he missed. That could have been the tying goal for the Canucks. The defense there, they're getting back into their seats. They're beginning the second period on the power play. They have 1:14 left of it. We'll get you update there from time to time. And off the face-off, MacKinnon looking for the Avs' first lead of the game. Across this goes for Toews. Took a while to get there. Fired this one wide as we reach all the way over to the jumping Makar. Down low is Rantanen. He'll go back from Makar at the far corner. Now behind the net, Rantanen can't handle. It goes for Winnipeg as they move up. Appleton for the right side as Niederreiter with him. He approaches with him. Niederreiter backhands around for Appleton on the return feed. And all the way back, this goes for Morrissey. Morrissey firing around. Niederreiter can't control. Toews was there. Toews looking to go backwards. He does so, finding his partner Makar. Makar, the NHL 24 cover athlete. On his feet is Rantanen. Morrissey also went down. Now Lowry, the captain, and the third line center sends this one directly on Georgiev. Immediately played this one out for Toews with 2:55 left in the second period. Florida won 3-2 in overtime. That's their first overtime game of this year's playoffs. We don't know if we're going to have another one of these here, but we're hoping it doesn't last as long as the 4 overtime thriller. Empty net for Parise. Score! Hellebuck got back there late, and he paid the price. Parise breaks the ice.
Well, Alec, we just talked about it in the first period when he went to play the puck on a kill almost near the high slot. This time he gets collapsed in front of his net. He gets triple teamed. He can't get back there. But you thought he would have learned his lesson the first time.
Little chameleon action going on right there. One moment he's looking like Mike Smith. The next moment he's trying to do his best perhaps even impression. He wants to get the highlight of the night. Unfortunately, it backfires. He actually made a stop in that sequence after giving the puck up, but then the Avalanche able to sneak it under him. That's a wild sequence right there.
Such a frustrating goal.
It has to be if you're the Winnipeg Jets. And I want to say on cue, say the line, Steve Dangle. If you're a goaltender, tend the goal. What do you know in the second period? As Colorado, they're looking to exit out of their own zone. Winnipeg is pressuring them. Payon fires one. That's caught on the trapper by Georgia. Will force a face out to his left. And then a scuffle. Post whistle scuffle as everyone going at each other.
I just want to say the obvious one here and then let everyone else jump in. But we know the game was 7-6 a couple nights ago. You just don't want to make anything easy for the Colorado Avalanche and let them get this series tied. Goals like that can't happen. They've been playing so well defensively, the Jets, and then you give a goal that gives Colorado life.
That is what the worst most you can give up if you're the Jets. When you have Hellebuck way out of the position, trying to make the play by himself. You have 1, 2 abs right around, maybe even 3. In what position are you in if you're trying to make a play from behind your net? Stay in your net, man.
Yeah, I'm getting old here, so I'm forgetting which of us just made the great observation that that's got to be a frustrating goal, and it certainly is. And then we see that. What do we not see for a few minutes there, a few shifts for the major part of this period? We've not really seen players come together. I mean, it is playoff hockey here. You get some post-whistle action. But immediately after that goal is scored, then we see at the other end of the ice after the puck is held, players come together out in front of the paint. So great observation there, and we'll see how the Jets respond here because they were really rolling. But that is playoff hockey. The tables turn so quickly, and you just can't take the Avs lightly. Not that the Winnipeg Jets were, but that's how things like that, snap of the fingers, all of a sudden you're down when you could have been up by 2. It's just a wild turn of events here, and we'll see how Winnipeg responds. They have 2 minutes and 12 seconds here to try to get back before they're in the locker room. So can they tie it with this tight timeline here in the second?
It looks like, Alec, as you're going to be jumping back in, we got offsetting 4-on-4 for 2 minutes.
So earlier today, Pat McAfee gave a shout out to the Winnipeg Jets. I know he's someone who is a jack of all trades when it comes to all sports, including wrestling, in which he is active in the WWE. But it's nice of him to give a shout out to the Jets on their atmosphere. It's an intimidating atmosphere dating back to the first iteration of the Jets.
One of the best ones in North American sports. It's up there, anyways, I would say.
The whiteout never gets old. A tradition as old as time itself. We're back underway. We have our coincidental 4-on-4s here. So I feel if there's a situation where the Avs can have the advantage, it is this one. And speaking of the Avs, MacKinnon, he was fully doing DeMelo. And of course, Hellebuck to jump on the puck as DeMelo was close by his goal. 1:58 to go in the second period. It is 3-2. The tie-breaking goal by Zach Parise. Devils fans are familiar with him. Wild fans are familiar with him. Last year was Islanders fans who got a taste of him. We'll see what impact he brings to the Avs. This could have been deflected home by Nichushkin, but that was a missed pass by Sean Walker. Jets are in. Nemestikov, he put Ross Colton on a blender. Can't do so on Nichushkin. Nichushkin stayed with him. Now inside, this goes for Walker. DeMelo staying with him. Defenseman on defenseman. Too far on the pass for Nichushkin. Morrissey on the retrieving feed. Back up front. Lowry drops back. Here's DeMelo. 1:15 on 4-on-4. 1:27 on the period. Moving up now is Nemestikov. 7 in the forward light blue. Nemestikov is in. Moves around behind net. Makar watching him. Still no lane. Now finds for the payoff. It's off the boards. And loose down behind the net. Close there was Walker. He'll be picked up by Makar. He'll get this attack started. his options. Avs go for a change. So we're approaching the final minute of the second period. Middlestat was close up. We're in the final minute now. Middlestat tangled up by Brendan Dillon. There's a turnover, it seems. Payoff did a good job jumping their puck before Case could get there. The Jets now have it. Moved up front. 48 left in the period. Drop back. Moving up now is Lowry through center. Pass Lekkonen. Lowry trying to split the defense, doesn't do so. That was actually Ehlers that meant. Now longer to play onside. Morrissey. That went on the skate. Still inside. As for the first two, and they tapped this towards the boards. Ehlers kept it in. Monahan tried to return feed right back for Ehlers. Avs do force it out. 25 on the period. 11 on the 4-on-4. Back inside. This goes for Morrissey. Morrissey walking to play. Over to the left side. This goes towards the half. Ehlers falls down as he lost an edge. This goes over to Lekkonen. We're back to 5-on-5. Long straight pass. Here comes Josh Manson. He's in. He scores! Out of the box and into the goal scorer sheet. Josh Manson with 6.9.
Wow, that is an absolute killer. He had a goal century in the back end and then right out of the box. What an outstretched pass and two pretty much cash-in goal variety for the Avalanche. And they're going to take a 4-2 lead into the dressing room.
Whoa, the exact opposite of what I was referencing earlier. If you're a Jets fan, that's not what you want to see right there. My goodness, what a sequence.
Yeah, two goals that could have been prevented.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And you know what? Unofficial assists to the referee for jumping out of the way of the pass that went across about 2/3 of the ice surface. And Manson, credit to him. You know what? When you're in all alone, sometimes you overthink it. He keeps it simple, keeps it on the ice. Wiggins relevant just to open up. How many thousands of times have these guys done that? Just tucks it in 5-hole, makes it 4-2, and all of the air is out of the building at Canada Life Center. My goodness.
Yeah, I just flipped over and unfortunately I've only got one screen on this. I flipped over to Vancouver during the break.
Yeah, I think we can safely do so for about 10 or 12 minutes as we're hitting the intermission. It's at 18. But yeah, I mean, Alec, before you jump into that, I thought the Jets, and I said going into this for some of the color, I thought they played a great defensive period, probably one of the better ones that I've seen. And then all of a sudden, as Cooper mentioned, finger snap, and then you get an opportunity where Ehlers kind of gets caught on his wallet, really has nowhere to go, throws a pass out there. Colorado gets it out there, but man, 2 goals like that. And Colorado now, you would think, after that crazy 7-6 game, now with a 2-goal lead in game 2 here, I'm not going to say it's over, but they have a really good opportunity. Yeah, they have a really good opportunity to go 1-1 back to Ball Arena.
I mean, is it looking like a good chance? We talk about how good the Avs are at Ball Arena. The Jets are a good team on the road. Let's not get it twisted. But right now, it feels like it's a get-right game for Colorado. It feels like there was a feeling for the Avalanche. I have the feeling that the Avs are going to use game 2 as a get-right game. Get their mojo back. Get everything working together. Force the Jets to make mistakes. So far, they're forcing the Jets to make mistakes. They did so off a Connor hell of a bad decision. But also, on that breakaway from Josh Manson after the 4-on-4 expired, MacKinnon found the lane. That's a seeing eye pass over to Manson, who got loose and aimed at the 5-hole. Smart shot.
You guys got any other games you're planning to do this week?
Alec, you go ahead.
So tomorrow, the most likely it seems, I would be looking at Vegas and Dallas tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I probably not going to be able to join you until next week or maybe Sunday because I still have Sharks obligations. So I'm going to hold that off and I'll continue to watch. And I don't want to steal the third period from you, but I might actually need the play-by-play practice until Friday.
We've got to try and do a Toronto game one of these days. Well, when I'm not watching it, the rest of the family is.
Yeah, John, you're going to have to jump in there, my friend. You can't let the pipes get cold, buddy. I mean, I know the commentary keeps you going a little bit, but you know what? A pro's got to flex that muscle, pal.
Yeah, man.
We're working with the true pro here. This guy's no joke, John. I mean, hey, all the credit in the world to the other other three of us that are here. But John, we're following your lead, my friend.
I do want to take like a minute just to catch you up, Cooper, because I haven't got a chance to talk to you. I think Nashville just scored again. Let me interrupt myself. Philip Forsberg, it's 2-0.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it now, as initially he had a shot that from the half wall that went wide, but that was a good shot from Forsberg. Just didn't have the accuracy on that. Now it feels like we're going to see it now. Forehand, just right on the Smith's face.
Wow.
2-0.
You got to get yourself a better streaming service there, Alec.
I mean, I need to jump on ESPN Plus now.
I'm watching it on a feed out of the UK, and it's right in time, and there's no commercials. It's awesome.
Let me, I'm just like I said, I'm going to jump in here for a minute just to catch everything up because I haven't talked to you in a minute here, Cooper. So for the first time, because the Sharks are in the finals, right? It's a best of 5. For the first time, I actually got to go on a road trip and cover with the team. So I was working with a guy that I work with from high school to be able to get all the stuff set up there on the computer. We took a road trip, took 2.5 hours to go down to the rink. They comped a hotel for us, got a chance to eat with the team dinner and all the stuff at the end of it. It was a lot of fun. So I got to cover a game on the road, see the Sharks take the first 2 games against the Muskegon Voyagers, who won in the MIHL the last 3 years. So if they win on Friday or Saturday, they're going to win it all.
Dare I say it, John? Can we officially bestow upon you the title of professional hockey broadcaster? It certainly sounds like we can. If you're getting meals, hotel rooms, you're living the life, my friend. Tell us what it's like. Yeah, we need on Hopeless Sports Guy. I don't want game recaps. I need vlogs. I need blogs.
I should do a vlog.
I need your experience in the MIHL, man. And I actually kind of not kidding. I think a lot of people, and myself included, deeply biased, but I would be very interested to hear about your experiences. Congrats, man. That's great news. And congrats to the Sharks making the finals.
The one thing I do want to say at the end of it, and then we can go back into it, but the funniest part was, like, the show Curb Your Enthusiasm, when they play like certain songs in there that'll make you laugh. That's what they did against the Sharks every time that they scored a goal. And the coach there goes, "We love that effing song. We're going to keep making them play that song." And they did until they won 2 games. Yes. Yes. We played that song the whole time. We nailed it.
Larry David, legend.
Yes. So, yeah, it was a good time. I can detail some of that a little bit later. We'll see what happens on the weekend side. But I probably will take a little bit of the third. We'll see what ends up happening there with the Avs and this and that. All of a sudden now, as we're getting this live look in with the Nashville Predators, it's 3-0, and Colton Sissons gets it past to Smith.
I don't know what's going on in Vancouver. We're seeing an onslaught of goals. I feel Nashville was going to be the one to get this game now that Demko is out for the rest of the series. There's a nice keeping initially. There's a rebound available at first, and that's what got by to Smith. Colton Sissons, tight traffic, and it's those rebounds that can bite. It was Jason Zucker who got the initial shot, but Sissons was right there. It's not like it was any bad defense by Vancouver whatsoever, but it felt like the Smith was in a bad position trying to stop a rebound.
Boy, oh boy, you said it, Alec. And as far as we thought about, you may have said maybe even Western Conference Finals for Nashville. This is a big game 1. Honestly, this is a big rest of the series for Casey DeSmith. He's going to have to hit the reset button.
Yeah. And correction is both Billy, not Zucker on the initial shot.
And John, this is again. I'm gonna keep pressing the button here, my friend. I mean, I'm not trying to do a stand-up routine, but I got some jokes because you're really on your game when you're finding opportunities to knock out some play-by-play when you're technically in an intermission. You are. This is where you're simply laying back a little bit. You know what? Open that Labatt Blue. Come on. Grab a handful of peanuts. No. John is on the mic, my friends. He is ready to roll at the drop of a hat. Well done, buddy.
I appreciate it. I'm just trying to have some fun here. I'm glad you're able to join in. I know you and I will have to talk a little bit because we did send those messages out and get everything squared away. I don't want Cousin and that get too mad at me saying where are all these plans going, but we still got to wait a little bit before the next part of the NHL schedule release. We'll figure out who the Kraken are going to play before the Thanksgiving side and figure that all out.
Yeah, and probably opening night next season, maybe Winter Classic between St. Louis and Chicago. I know the NHL, they want to do as much marketing for their big stars as possible. I feel that's a point of emphasis for them, considering that they do market big and their big stars all around. This may be a good opportunity in marketing Connor Bednar.
Is that what it is? They've confirmed the Winter Classic for next season?
Yeah.
And where are they doing that? They're doing it at
I believe Wrigley Field.
Wrigley? Yeah, that would have been my guess. I mean, St. Louis isn't really a Winter Classic.
Truer words have never been spoken.
I mean, they did have one over at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals.
That's true. So you're in the shadow of the arch there. That's not bad. But yeah, no, I'd take Wrigley over that.
They have to do more Winter Classics in Canada. We've had one in the past. No, not even.
I mean, to be fair, you did have a Heritage Classic in Edmonton.
It's not the same thing, though.
I mean, I know it's different, but you gotta believe that Winter Classics over in Canada, you could think that, let's say, how about we get Boston and Montreal at the Alouette Stadium?
Or Winter Classic at BC Place Stadium. They could fill that thing.
Vancouver and Seattle, for that matter.
Yeah?
Yeah, Vancouver, Seattle at BC Place Stadium. That thing is huge. It's a football stadium. There's no way they could not convert some of that hockey rink and throw them in there on January 1st. I mean, they probably have to artificially do it, but...
In my opinion, it's more of a soccer stadium, but I digress.
Or, I don't know, there's a million places in Toronto, or...
Yeah, there's a lot of places around. BMO Field, of course.
Yeah, you can't get as many people in there, though, I don't think.
Well, either that or the Sky Dome.
Yeah, the Rogers side would be interesting. I don't know how that would work. They're doing a lot of renovations on it. Apparently it's, or they're supposed to be. I don't know if they've been completed yet, but they're supposed to be modernizing it a lot.
Yeah, and Rogers Center, I mean, that is right downtown. That's right next to the tower, right? It's like in the shadow of the tower.
Just right next to the tower. Oh, bad break for Miller. He broke his stick on a shot.
I've been to several games there, yeah, right downtown, right in the middle of everything. All the arenas are kind of, all the sports venues are kind of close-ish.
Yeah, to be fair, that may be the case. Well, yeah, I do have the PNC Arena, which is just a drive from where I'm at to Raleigh. And just right next door to it is Carter Finley Stadium, the home of the Wolfpack. I know the Hornets, they play over at Charlotte. The Panthers, they play over at Charlotte. And there also is a racetrack just outside of Charlotte Motor Speedway, which hosts the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah, that's coming up soon. That's always on the same weekend as the Indy. That is one of the best days in sports. Indy 500, then the Coca-Cola 600 right after. Man.
I know there are just a few drivers who have done the Indy and Coca-Cola double.
How? Like, they've gone from Indy and to do it on the same day?
On the same weekend, rather.
Because they're both on Sunday. Indy is at noon or 1, and the Coca-Cola starts at usually 6.
You have to board a plane fast from Indy to Charlotte to get on site.
I couldn't imagine. That's crazy.
Yeah, it truly is.
That's coming up this month, or next month, isn't it?
Yeah, next month.
May 20. Shoot, I can't remember.
27th.
27th. I was gonna say 26th.
Yeah, 26. I checked it.
I know we got about 5 minutes left to go before this third period starts. Let's go across the scoreboard here. Let's start in the NBA because we didn't talk about that at all. But the Indiana Pacers looks like they got a 125-108 win against the Milwaukee Bucks. Pascal Siakam, 37, 22 for Miles Turner, 20 for Andrew Nemhard. I mean, I know it's one game here for Milwaukee, but we've been talking about it. I don't know how I feel about them going over the last couple of years, especially with Doc Rivers at the helm.
I remember we covered the Pacers during their in-season tournament run to the championship, where they eventually lost to the inaugural champion Lakers in that. But when we go over to the Pacers, they're a team that runs on offense. Rarely do we see them get a defensive effort out of them, but if they were to go run on defense, it's mostly because of offense. Sometimes the best defense is a fiery offense. We talked about Tyrese Halliburton. The trade for Pascal Siakam made them better down the stretch. This game may have showed it. The Bucks are a popular pick for an upset, and I can see the reasons why. Yeah. I know they're one of those teams that struck out offensively at the start of the season, but that offense took a hit when they got Doc Rivers. They were emphasizing defense, but offense and adjustments may have taken a hit.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. And then I'm looking on the other end for Dallas, who is down 1-0 in the series. This is at Crypto.com. Looking out for the Mavs, Doncic has 18, 4, and 4. And you got 12 from Harden, 10 from George, 2 from Ivica Zubac, 4 for Leonard. So really, it's pretty simple if you're Ty Lue and you're the LA Clippers. There is no mistaking their offense. They're just going to go at Luka Doncic as much as possible and try to go up and take the series.
It's true that there is only one basketball here, the Clippers. Tyronn Lue knows this. He wants to evenly distribute it out with his 4 guys. His 4 main guys, that is. I know for a fact, in their prime, they've been some of the most dominant basketball players throughout their careers. But as they're becoming older, as they're in their 30s, they know the end goal, that is championship or bust. And if they want to get an effort out of this, they have to start fighting right now. Game 1 was an example of that. Game 2, Luka Doncic is showing that he is the man for Dallas. Don't count out Kyrie Irving either. He and Luka, they were essentially on a carry job. Nobody else on the Mavs had more than 11 points. Luka and Kyrie had 30 each plus.
Yeah, they did. We'll see if they can continue to carry. We got about 2 minutes left, so I'll give you the reset. I only had one goal call in the first period. Alec had all the heavy lifting. It was David Gustafson from Brendan Dillon and Neil Pionk. 1-0 lead for the Jets after 1. It seemed like a great start, good defensive effort. All of a sudden, that completely got turned around. Miles Wood, 159 from Ross Colton, tied the game at 1. Mark Scheifele, beautiful goal there off the rush with Gabe Viliardi and Kyle Connor. Arturi Lehkonen then responded at 14-16 from Cale, Makar, and Devon Toews. And then just a comedy of errors, if you will. Maybe one unlucky, and behind there for Connor Hellebuyck as it's misplayed, and then a break right out of the box. Zach Parise and Josh Manson. Manson gets the break with 6 seconds left from MacKinnon and Arturi Lehkonen, and the Avalanche trying to get back to the series 1-1 going to Ball Arena. They lead 4-2 after 2.
I know the Denver citizens have been thrilled with that buzzer beater from Jamal Murray just yesterday. They'd be even happier if the Avalanche hang on to win this, considering those are their 2 home teams. And they'd be thrilled to have that and coming on their momentum going their way. I know they have the momentum going into the 3rd with the comedy of errors in their direction. It's going toward their favor. It's just, what is Winnipeg doing down the stretch of that second period?
Yeah,
I was going to say I'd keep an eye on the Nashville-Vancouver game for y'all while this 3rd period's on, but it's 3-0. It ain't even worth it.
I think we can. I don't normally do this, but I think we can write off the Vancouver Canucks here. I'm going to call it the 4:54 in the second.
Oh, yeah, if you want defense, if you're one of those that likes defense, this game may be the one for you. And here's Sam Laverty's inside, trying to fake out Saros. Can't do so. His shot fires wide with 5 minutes left. It is still 3-0. Just 19 combined shots on goal through 35 minutes.
And we're about to start the 3rd period here, so I'll get set to take over at least for a little bit. I might go the whole way through because I do need the practice. But Connor Hellebuyck, 25 of 29. He's given up 4. Alex Georgiev, 20 out of 22. If you're a goaltender in this series, your goals against numbers and your save percentage has dipped and you're hurting. Right now, the Avs on the road, they got a 4-2 lead at the Canada Life Center. John out here alongside Alec, Nava, Cooper Hopkins, Owen Parkin. We got a lot of listeners here between the YouTube side as well, and I humbly appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun in this series so far, and again, it's my first foray into the Stanley Cup playoffs here for 2024. I think going into next week, considering once I get all my other stuff done, I should be able to jump back on this full bore, and then Cooper Hopkins as well with me should be able to cover a couple of these games. I'll let him pick out the assignments whenever he's available. We're just going to try to get some games in here. It's Nathan MacKinnon and Adam Lowry, and this third period now is underway. Josh Morrissey will try to take this right to left for the Winnipeg Jets that are in the home blues, and Alexander Georgiev with the maroon and cerulean in the mix. We'll be sending this back around left to right will be the Colorado Avalanche as they're up by 2. Lowry, that's a good shove on the Moose. He pries the puck loose, and he's going to get it now near the right side before this goes all the way back. And at 19:32, we get an icing.
John, I ask you this from time to time. Now that we have a fresh sheet of ice here, what in a sentence or two, what do you need to see from the Winnipeg Jets in the first 5 minutes of this third period to give you an indication that they are in this game? Because Colorado really looks like they can run away with it.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Cooper, the heavy lifters here. I got to see a goal from Connor, Ehlers, or Scheifele. Something off the rush, maybe a tip from Morrissey. I want to see this within the first 5 minutes. And right on cue, good point by you. Glove save from Scheifele and Georgiev.
Well, you're too kind with the credit. You literally said it. I just put it up on the table. You knocked it out of the park. No, I think you're absolutely right. You got to see those leaders do what they are out there to do, and that is lead. And so I think in that first 5 to 6, maybe even 7 or 8 minute stretch here in this third period, if Winnipeg can whittle that deficit down to 1, I think they have a pulse. Right now, Colorado has a chance to put their foot on their neck. So it's going to be interesting here in the next few minutes. Go ahead, John.
So Ross Colton now into the right side. Connor, he is brushed across by Devon Toews, and he will go ahead and lift this off the forehand, just keeping it. Rattle it around the kick plate now. Scheifele trying to provide a screen. That's what they want to do for Georgiev. Maybe just get those shots in net. Diving play across, and one of the Colorado bodies knocks it away. That's Colton, but still recollected now. Here's an opportunity. Ehlers, he'll make a back pass. Morrissey, nice spin and turn. Got it in the high slot. Now powers of the forehand and spins back. They'll turn and fire. Give big save for Georgiev. There was a rebound. And the Avalanche will send us down across the Jets logo. Dylan DeMelo will let Rick Bowness' forwards and everyone else take a change. It's still 4-2 lead for Colorado. I've only had to call 1 goal. Alex called all the other ones right now, as it's 29-23 shot advantage for the Avs, trying to get a 1-1 series tie. Cleared in from 100, and this is right into the breadbasket for Georgiev.
And now Colorado with the advantage of the shots. So that's 2 straight games in which they've done so. They've taken smart looks around. And by the way, if we're looking for updates on goal scoring, well, Vancouver's got 1. Nikita Zadorov, they get 1 back.
Speak of the devil, former Flame.
Yes, indeed. You know what? He probably did that, John, just because he noticed that I didn't mention him literally my name earlier. He said, "Oh, you're going to give Tanner to talk to Foley and Monahan. What about me? You used to talk about me when you covered my games." And we almost talked about his offensive prowess, and shows up tonight.
You a Flames fan, Cooper?
John, I talked about teeing something up for John. He teased me up with the Flames coverage whenever I get a chance. Yeah, but I'll tell the story some other time. It's not even really that interesting. But yeah, lifelong Flames fan, even though born and raised in Seattle, so Kraken near and dear to my heart, but they are 1B. Flames will always be 1A. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Canadian hockey. I'm with you. Let's get a Winter Classic up in the Great North.
Leafs fan here. If I had a 1B, it'd definitely be the Jets.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect the fact that the Leafs are, after a long run of frustrating years. I want to talk about those playoff series always being the snake bite. Now it's I think turning the tide. So I'm good on you guys, and all love, absolutely all love for the Canadian franchise. It's big time.
Gustafsson, now Vladimir Messikov, and he gets slammed on his wallet as he takes a big hit. Now near the right side, the Avalanche finally find a way to get this back. They'll get this to an open left side wing and clear it in with the Moose. As this goes near the right side, it bounces off his backside. Now to Gustafsson, he'll push it ahead. They'll go D to D now. Cale Makar. Beautiful outstretch. Mikko Rantanen and a blocker save there for Hellebuyck. As this will be an opportunity for Dylan DeMelo. Pass across for Appleton. They'll slam around the kick plate for Georgiev. Here's a cautious pass. The Jets able to intercept, however. This will go D to D now. Morrissey thought about teeing it up. Take the stutter step toward his forehand. Off the half spin. Mason Appleton high slot. We'll back up a little bit, and there'll be an opportunity to be spun around. As this is near the right side, recollected Appleton. DeMelo will watch. This shot gets blocked away by Georgiev and flip back down. Offensive zone time for Colorado heavily favors them, about 3 minutes and 5 seconds. 11:35 to roughly 8 minutes or so for Winnipeg. Back in behind the cage now is Dylan DeMelo. Full outstretch changes here for both squads. It's a tense squad that's sitting on their hands right now at Canadian Life Center. These fans waiting for something to happen. Again, if you're Colorado, you just want to steal one game. They're in the verge of doing so with 15:55 left. As this is near the right side inboards, Brennan Dillon, he lets the wrister go. This bounces off the outside of the cage, and Ross Colton will watch. As this one try to get picked up here, Jakob Trenin, Joe Kirgavanta, they're all pushed against the right side boards. It's loose. Scheifele trying to find it, and Winnipeg back in behind the cage will go ahead and lose this for a moment. It bounces off of Dillon. It's a race for the puck. I think the Jets might get there with Pionk, but Kiravanta was on his horse. Pionk now will make a floating back pass back to Brendan Dillon. And look to start again, right to left. As Dillon will send it back around the embankment, and it'll go back to Neil Pionk. 15:10 left to go in the third. John under with you alongside Alec, Nava, Cooper Hopkins, Zone Parkin. We're all in this space right now. We're trying to see what happens between the Avalanche and the Jets as this is flipped back down across Hellebuyck's stick. Jets, they've been stuck in their own end, force a turnover, and the Avs shoot it just wide. They just profiled Zach Parise with playoff goals with different teams. This might be his very last year. That's what he says. As this one's sent in, Hellebuyck will slow it down, and now it's Ehlers. One more time in behind the cage for Morrissey, and this will be Sean Monahan. Here's a hand grenade pass, and this goes out of play.
I'm not sure that went out of play. I thought that was slammed off the inside the boards. Of course, Zach Parise had goals in 3 different teams between Colorado, New Jersey, and Minnesota. You got to be really playing this long to be really good at what you're doing. If he's scoring a goal with 3 different teams. I know he hasn't scored with the Islanders though last year. Felt like kind of a one-off for Parise, given that the team's depth with the Islanders not really meant on offense, but more of a defensive system. But with Colorado, he can find his offensive game again here with MacKinnon and company.
Rick Bowness looks on. 14:32 left to go in the third. I know Alec mentioned this. We mentioned this in the pregame. Both of these teams, home or road, have good records, but the Jets, all the way across the board, have been one of the best defensive teams in the league. 199 goals against, which was tied for the best, and a plus 35 goal differential in the third. And they're going to need more of that as they're down 2. Now Morrissey able to find the entry here. He was between 2 Avs, and Scheifele's pass bounced off a stick as this opportunity for Ehlers. Nick Ehlers fires it into an open area. Scheifele will settle it back down. Here's a good pass off a backhand, and this is just patted away by Georgiev. Now to the left side red line. Opportunity now for Cogliano. Fans wanted a penalty call. They're not going to get one. Cogliano still emerging with this thing to the right side wing. And this will fall harmlessly back to the Jets' defense. Josh Morrissey, he's a breakout candidate for assists and goals, so fire this one in. Again, you got to keep an eye out for him, if not for all the other heavy artillery the Jets can offer, as this is near the left side glass. Picked up now one more time by the Jets. They'll take it D to D. Scheifele, this is blocked out in front of the screen, and Nathan MacKinnon in full flight. Good outstretched sauce pass to the left side wing. Drop back to number 29. This one's flipped up by Val. They'll get a piece of it now off the backhand and settle it down high slot. Good crisscross, trying to the net. And Mikko Rantanen tried to get a stick on it cutting in, but that went wide. Cale Makar back around to the Moose. Now it's Nathan MacKinnon as Rantanen pinned against the boards. This is intercepted, picked up by the Avalanche one more time. Cale Makar hit the outside of the bar. He was looking for that top right post. He'll take his change. Nathan MacKinnon in Makar's spot. That hit the post too. A couple chances into the traffic, and Hellebuck never saw it. As it's Pionk now near the right side. Niederreiter pushes it the other way. My goodness, here's a race, and Georgiev's got it with the glove. What is happening?
I'm not sure, John. One shot, two shots hitting the bar for Colorado. Makar and MacKinnon in. Great looks inside. MacKinnon just off the inside the post and stayed out. Then Niederreiter, he got a partial break. He got slowed down by one of the Avs defenders who was directly right behind him on the breakaway. Georgiev stayed with him. This is the type of goaltending the Avs need from Georgiev if he were to keep his spot secure. So far, he's responding nicely. So that mission succeeded so far for Georgiev.
Well, John, I've got to give Niederreiter a lot of credit right there. I can't believe he even got the bladed stick to that bouncing puck.
Yeah.
But, really gave Georgiev some fits right there. Georgiev had to turtle down into himself. He really sucked that puck right into the breadbasket. That was a scary moment for Avs fans. But on the other end, boy, just seconds prior, and we saw this in the period earlier in the second. If that shot had gone about a half inch, maybe even less to the inside, then we're talking about a totally different game here. But we are still at 4-2. Owen, how you feeling about your backup team here? They're looking good, but the times it is starting to become a factor.
I think if we don't see some in the next 5 minutes or so, it's probably a done deal. This Colorado's putting on pressure in all the right places right now. Winnipeg's countering. I mean, they figured it out now. They didn't have it figured out in the second period. Hellebuck, forgot to do his job. But I don't know. I mean, I think Winnipeg's got to do something here in the next 3, 4, 5 minutes. This one's as good as gone, I think.
Yeah, it's tough to quantify these things, right? But John, tell me what you think about this. Alec, you too. This is just one of those times where it's just the eye test, right? For me, it is, and I'm looking at this Colorado team, and I'm saying, I don't care what version of the Avs we're getting in the regular season. This is playoff Colorado. That's what I'm seeing right now. They know what to do. Their leaders know what to do, and they have done it tonight.
Go ahead, Alec.
So far, it is so good for Colorado. On all fronts, playoff Colorado, of course, as you noted, Nick Cooper, they've arrived at full form. They have counted for all of the check boxes so far, offensively, defensively, even goaltending, we thought was going to be a concern for them in the playoffs. They have factored in that one, so they can check that one off. I hope I'm not jinxing anything.
We'll see. There's still plenty of time left right now, and that's what you got to think of your Rick Bowness' squad. It's Kyle Connor, good body contact there for the Avalanche. There's Josh Manson getting a little bit of that sandpaper near the left side red line. But Scheifele, he'll try to center it off Georgiev's back, as this is with the Jets. Take this one crisscross. Great play, Morrissey. Drop now, Connor. He can snipe it. This goes off the bar, too. 3 posts in the last 3 minutes. As this is sent back down. Not cleared out. It's Kyle Connor near the left side down again. They'll take the cross. Here's a shot through the screen. Georgiev doing swan dives. And Colorado trying to get this one out. They finally will off of a knuckle puck. 11:45 left to go in the third. Full cell changes for both squads. But this game has been absolutely terrific.
And that's exactly what Winnipeg needs to do. Make Georgiev panic. And they did, but just too good.
17-9 on the block shots, but not blocked enough. 4-2 lead. We get an icing.
Oh, that long shot from DeMelo. Yeah, that was top right circle. Joel Kiviranta, who played defensively for Dallas previously in his previous stint. Now he's with Colorado on a 1-year deal. Excellent defensive positioning for him to get in the way of DeMelo's shot.
Joel Kiviranta looked like he took one off the outstep, too. That one's definitely going to hurt. This is a defensive zone face-off. It was won by the Jets and then cleared in across the red line for the Avs. About 11:20 left to go in this third. Good pin against the boards now. We'll see if the Avalanche can emerge with it, and they'll fan on a 1-team. This is not kept in now. This will be a race for Vlad Nemestikov. He's definitely had the shoes on. Oh, and a big hit. Sean Walker gets pummeled in the left side boards. Zach Jones now wants a piece. We get a whistle.
That is crushing. Now, almost like Jake Evans and Mark Scheifele getting into each other.
there big time. He's ripping helmets off. He's ready to roll right now. I think he wants to throw down, but he knows it's playoff hockey, keeping the gloves on.
We got a new listener in here on Space too.
TKB, I see you over at the listener side of Spaces. What's up?
Sean Walker, as Cooper just reiterated there, it's a race for the puck. You try to be the first to get to it. He gets all tied up and then slammed into the right side boards for Vladimir Mestikov. He's doing the spins. He's doing the slams. And thankfully, as you said, Sean Walker is okay because that was a violent collision as his face kissed the left side of the boards.
That was so violent.
No, it was. Could have been. And I don't think there's intent. We always talk about this. ESPN's got an analyst going on right now. We are going to see 4-on-4 because of what took place after the whistles right there. But no, Walker came in. He had his skate blade turned sideways. If those go into the wall at the wrong angle, you have a really bad scenario. Obviously, it's the head and neck area makes contact. I mean, let's not go into hypotheticals. Luckily, everyone is healthy here. But that is an intense situation. That moment, we've seen a lot of moments in this game. That moment may be one that defines the remainder of this series for however long it goes on. You know there's bad blood now.
Yeah, definitely could.
Yeah. That was turned on. I know, Avs fans, they may not be happy about that hit, but there was no intent. I feel there was smart by their officials not to call that penalty on the Mestikov because there was no ill intent by him going after this puck. It's a simple foot race. I know the medical staff is out there, and the training staff is out there for the Avalanche. Walker is going over to the locker room to get additional checking right now. He sees Ivan Prosvetov over the back of goaltender chair. But I feel the ones that may be angry right now are Capitals fans saying, how is this good? How did they get away with this? But the Bednar hit on TJ Oshie was not a penalty.
I'll have to check back into that one, Alec, because I did miss that unofficially. I'm trying to perforate across all the highlights. I was just impressed with one of the trainers going out there with orthopedic shoes on the ice.
Tough job to do walking on the ice when you don't have skates on.
1:50 left to go in this 4-on-4 now. Lowry, he'll try to make an outstretched pass. He gets canceled off. Pick it up off the backhand, set up for a 1-T, but it's got to be collected in between some skates. DeMelo wants this puck. Not going to get it now. Morrissey, knuckle puck, and Georgiev almost wasn't in the crease. Dylan DeMelo, pick it up now off the backhand. Sweet cut by Morrissey. Even better defense. Avs force it. Here's an outstretch. Nathan MacKinnon. He touches it off sides.
That almost was a pay attention, man moment. I know Josh Morrissey had that knuckle puck on the deflection. But to be fair to Georgiev, he was anticipating a shot going to his left, feeling that Morrissey was shooting it wide of the net. One of his teammates presented the stick in front to deflect that one, and he did. So, but Georgiev, you got to pay attention to when there's a deflection because those can easily fool anyone.
Yeah, my hypercritical analysis of somebody like Alex Georgiev right now. I mean, I understand Colorado's got 4 goals, but I don't exactly feel the level of confidence right now that I think he would want to, even going back into Bowl Arena when I see things like that. But they still have the lead. Here's an opportunity now as this is picked up here for Johnson. He tries to stuff it in, and that would have been a crafty goal from the veteran, but it's Dylan. We'll send this back around now. And the Jets will look to get situated. They need 2 goals, and they have half a period in which to do so. This is off the drop now for Mark Scheifele. Scheifele couldn't get around the Black Friday Mall phone booth. It was 4 Avs and settled down for Josh. Number 44's got it. They'll gain the left side red line, take the drop pass. Who does the 4-on-4 favor? Kyle Connor, Morrissey, just across that blue line, slap pass. And this is taken away with a host of speed. You got Nathan MacKinnon joining in off the rush. Here's a wrister blocker to side by Connor Hellebuck. Now near the right side as the towels wave. It's back to Morrissey. 4-on-4 for about 10 more seconds. As it's Scheifele. He has to spin and turn. Now he gets around 3 Avs. Ehlers wide open, but he can't hit him with the pass. Back now for Nick Ehlers, who gets pasted. And now Nichushkin as the Avs return to full strength, and so do the Jets. Bell gains the entry near the left. And this will be stopped behind the net for Connor Hellebuck. Almost turned over, and now it will be. The Avalanche can send this one in with Miles Wood, who's already on the score sheet, and sent back around the kick plate. There's a broken stick. Loose out in front. It was a brutal turnover, and this one gets blocked. It's bounced up in the air. Wood can't get to it. And now the Jets escape. They kick it ahead as this goes near the right side. This game's been bananas. 8:30 left to go in the third, as this is an outstretch now. Here's an opportunity, Wood, to try to keep this near the right side. This is picked up in the high slot, and now will be played as this is fired back in by the Avalanche. It's going to bounce off of that stick, as this will be picked up now for the Jets in their own end. It's Vlad Nemestikov. Vlad the Impaler will send this one across now. He's been with the Wings, the Lightning, the Stars, you name it, but he's found a home with the Jets right now. He's been a good player in that bottom six. And this will be sent in. Cale Makar gets one more stab at it. It's turned right over to Brendan Dillon. And they'll fire toward the deflection. Couple stops, and Georgiev says no. And the Avalanche will take the long flip into the zone. Jets will take their change. 7:45 left to go in this third. We've got non-stop action. 31-27 on the shot board, favor of the Avs. They're also up by 2. It's 4-2. Big hit near the right side boards. Upends one of the Jets. Gustafsson gets pasted.
Oh, ouch. I know this is going to lead to a 40 penalty because of the violent effect that this has shown towards the board. Gustafsson may have presented himself in a vulnerable position that allows this penalty to happen. And when you present this person you face is presenting himself in a vulnerable position, you cannot slam him towards the boards on such impact that's going to cause it to just blow up and go down almost instantaneously. Easy penalty to call for the officials. The Avs on the Jets on the power play.
Now, is this the break the Jets need? I think if they don't convert on this power play, there's no hope, man. They got to give it everything they got. They got to get Ehlers. They got to get Scheifele.
Anyone, right, Owen? At this point, it's anyone. Who wants it? Who wants that responsibility? I'm sure they would all be willing to take it. You're right on. I think this is a moment, and we get the media timeout here, so they get to collect themselves, get their breath just a little bit. And this is where you have to convert. You're in your own building. You need this. You need this right now to put the Colorado Avalanche on their heels in a major way. It doesn't look likely to happen right now as every second ticks off. That win probability climbs for the Avs. But one goal is going to change it all.
Winnipeg's trying. It's not for a lack of effort in this third period on their part. Colorado was just playing good defensive hockey.
That's it. You said it. I mean, we've seen multiple chances, and some of them have been greasy. We've seen some long stretch passes that have bounced all the way to Georgiev. We've had Jets on the doorstep, not able to get their stick on. Right, we just saw that a couple of shifts ago. But they're right around it. Can they push through right here? That's the question. That's why we're all watching.
Of course, as you both noted, the Avs may be playing good defensive hockey as they have been throughout this game, but this is Winnipeg's time to shine. If anyone remembers, last year, they nearly beat the Golden Knights in Game 3. That went to double overtime, but they managed to tie it up on a goal for the power play and on the 6-on-5 subsequently. Mark Scheifele and Adam Lowry. If only things just had a better result for them, because Michael Madio was Johnny on the spot with Ivan Barbashev forcing the turnover from Dylan Samberg.
Sean Monahan and a point-blank robbery from Alex Georgiev as we check back in. Near the right side, it's Morrissey, high slot. Give it up near the right wing. Jets still patient, trying to find the lane, as this is still near the right circle. Connor, Morrissey, he slaps it. Good block there for the Avs, and they'll send it down the ice. Shot board is 31-28. It hasn't updated yet from the last Monahan chance. 1:15 left to go in Winnipeg's power play. John Ott, Alec Nava, Cooper Hopkins, Owen Parkin, all giving us the input here throughout this game. I'm taking the play-by-play just selfishly because I need the assignment work. It's 6:35 left to go in the third. This is cleared down the ice by the Avs. They're trying to take a 1-1 series back to Bowl Arena, and they want to play all the small things on a Blink-182. You imagine they can do so. Because, again, when you go into it, it was a 7-game series loss to the upstart Seattle Kraken. Again, it wouldn't even be more shocking if not for the Florida Panthers against the Bruins, as this is flipped back in. Scheifele now, near the left side, is able to stay on side from the previous play. Here's a centering feed, and this will be sent back down and cleared by the Avs. Defensive changes for Rick Bowness' squad. 6 minutes left to go in this game. It's a 4-goal outburst for the Colorado Avalanche in the second period. Nick Ehlers, he can do some damage. They'll send this back pass. Great back check there for the Avs as they'll go ahead and successfully kill this penalty. Hellebuck stops it. And again, when you think about Connor Hellebuck, he's given up a lot of goals in this series as well. It's not just even on Georgiev. I got to correct myself as this is flipped near the right side. Right to the Jets. Good save with the left pad amongst the traffic. Just one shot on the last power play. There's wide open right side dot, and Georgiev saw it the whole way as this one's sent down the ice. This will be blown dead.
This is what you need from Georgiev. Even though the Jets, they had the wide open shoulder at the top of the right circle. There was something that's got to give. That was Nikolaj Ehlers, right wing side. He's played the right wing before. He knows that position all too well. He's a natural left wing shooter, but that time he can play opposite wing. And that time he did. Good save by Georgiev.
And Ehlers has probably had at least 2, if not 3, good chances to score in this period. And Georgiev just been on top of all of them.
And gentlemen, let me throw this out there really quick before I jump back in. Do you think if Ehlers didn't have to set that between his skate blades, he probably scores that one?
Probably. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment there. But boy, the real consistent thing we've seen here is the Jets having opportunities, some cleaner than others. As we get back into this thing, John, the Jets are still pushing, but Georgiev walking down that crease. Look, 2 goals, that's it. Think about how many were scored the last time these 2 teams met.
Yeah. It's not over by a long shot yet. And again, we'll wonder what happens when you pull the goal. You get another icing, 4:49. I mean, if it was different coaching staffs and it was Patrick Waugh, you might be pulling the goalie at the 7-minute marker. So all these coaches, they have different game plans here, but we're getting awfully close to that measure of the moment.
It's so awfully close. You say hockey's a game of inches. I remember for a fact in game 1 of the goals from Adam Lowry was scored with the puck crossing the line by a matter of centimeters.
That is the measure of the moment here in the playoffs. It is Nathan MacKinnon against Sean Monahan. The 2C is going to win this one back, but I guess we'll do it again. That's just giving me horror vibes from what I had to deal with this weekend when it seemed like a face-off took a half hour. It's Tyler Toffoli now against Nathan MacKinnon, and we'll see if Teapot can get a clean one. He will, as it's Morrissey. Sweet play between his legs. And this now will be with Mikko Rantanen. Able to send this across right off the rush. If Colorado gets one more here, it's done. Again, Winnipeg's still within striking distance, but you probably got to cut it off within the next 2 minutes. It's Ehlers now. Able to send it here for Morrissey. Morrissey finds the entry. Good stick in the lane for the Avs. See if they can push it the other way. They'll make the smart play and dump it in deep. You get pucks in deep, the cliches right now, but that's what Colorado needs to do. Pionk gets all turned around. Good forecheck by Trennan and Middlestat. We'll settle this one across for Lowry off the long foot. Settled down by the stick shaft of Georgiev, but it's not cleared. Jets got it. Here's a one-timer. I think they just kept it in as Dylan's shot went wide. And now, near the right side blue line, big rebound, trying to pick it off. Georgiev, where is it? He's got it.
And everyone pushes shoves right towards each other. And quickly the officials jump to it to break that up. It was a quick skirmish. No gloves dropped. We're still clean.
Yeah, it just seems to be the story of the majority of this game. And, I missed the first period with you fine folks, and then was able to jump in in the second period and really got all that action that Alec had to handle. And since the Colorado Avalanche have flipped this thing back over, because for a while it looked like it was going to go the other way. It looked like the Jets were going to do what they needed to do at home and kind of run away with this thing. And Colorado just found another gear. Looked, I think, back to their power play, the 4 minute that they had in the second period. They did not score, only had one shot, but they looked good. They were playing as a team, crisp passing, seeing the ice well, and they eventually broke that dam. And I won't say it was a flood, but they've doubled up their opponent tonight and have looked really good since that moment. So that was the turning point for me.
Now, if you're Winnipeg, you gotta wonder: do you pull Hellebuck now, or is it too early? Because Colorado's been so good at putting on the pressure. Does it just create unnecessary risk? Do you wait another minute?
Oh, and I'm going to jump right in there because I think you made a great point. If I get another offensive zone draw right now and I'm the Jets within the next 20 seconds, I'm making the pull.
Do Patrick Waugh or do not Patrick Waugh? Let's go with Patrick Waugh and pull Hellebuck early on with an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think you got to, again, you're in your own building. Your fans need to see, hey, at least we're making the play. We're taking the risk. We're going to roll the dice. And yes, the Jets have created chances at 5-on-5 with Hellebuck in the net at the other end. But do they have a better chance to convert those opportunities with that extra man on the ice? You would think so, theoretically, even if it's a couple percentage points. You gotta want to go all stats here. You want to go by feel a little bit as well, and it feels like John said, if you get that offensive lockdown and you're in the ozone, go for it and see what happens.
Well, it was a good package just shown by ESPN. These teams are going to need some ice bags, folks. It's been a very physical game. There's been a ton of block shots, 30 aside. Yes, I can do some rough math, as this is recollected now with the tie-up by the Avs, and they'll fire it in across the red line. Winnipeg essentially running out of time in this game. However, taking a 1-1 series split, as weird as it is to say for the home team, I think they'd even take it against the Avalanche right now. I think the Jets have shown themselves to be quite well. And the same thing for Colorado, as it's Connor near the right side, Scheifele. And so we'll get all tied up. Josh Manson back in behind his cage. Miles Wood, he can't find it, but this will go back to the Jets on defense. Got to get back with a delayed onside, and they'll fire it in right to Colorado. That just doesn't make much sense right there, as it's 3:05 left to go in the third. And they'll fire it in across the red line, or at least it would have been until it bounced off Ehlers, and we'll try it again. Hellebuck now. We'll settle it down for Pionk. Now Sean Monahan. They got to be quick about it. They got Nichushkin. Gets with a pickpocket. Fires toward the net. The shot gets blocked at first. And now to the left side red line, picked up across. Here's an opportunity for Colorado. It works out for them. They're going to kill some time. Mikko Rantanen trying to make a play falling down. And now Nick Ehlers get a chance to get this across the left side red line. It bounces off an Avs body. Spun around now, Manson able to send this one deep and picked up by Colorado. Foot pass. This one gets denied. It's right in between the referee who's got to get out of the way. It's a break for the Jets. Morrissey can't find it though. And now Colorado forces a steal. They've still not been able to get Hellebuck out of his goal crease, and they're really running out of time here. It's Scheifele near the left side wall. You got to do this now, as this is picked up here for Colorado. Outstretched pass. Settled down for Jakob Trenin. Trenin with the half spin and fire it in, as this is the Jets. Morrissey. I wonder if he would take a second to get settled here, but they're going to still try to push this thing. Scheifele, that first line's been out there for a while. He's going to be gassed at this point. 1:45 left in the third, and we finally get an empty net pull. Is it too late? High slot now. Monahan, he was out in front. Here's a cross pass. This is right to the Avs, and this is a perfect clear. This might pinball into the empty net. This goes up the outside of the cage, and this will be iced.
I love that skill. I got to hand it to you. I actually did not see who cleared the puck out of his own defensive end, but to know that angle.
Yes.
Again, these guys are pros for a reason. You know they've probably practiced that many, many times, but we're talking a 3-inch difference right there, almost banked off of the near side blue line for the empty net goal. That's a nice look right there for the Avs.
Yeah, you get the skill there to find the right angle. It's a matter of calculations. See if it's accurate. See if you get the right angle to fire towards the empty net. Bank it off the boards. You just missed by several inches. Don't worry, you'll get it next time around. You fire it at the empty net. But Winnipeg, for several minutes, as they tried to pull Connor Hellebuck, they couldn't do so. As it's mentioned time and time again by both Cooper and Owen. The Colorado Avalanche have played excellent defensive hockey down the stretch. And this will be a more defensive victory in the third period if they hang on to this lead and to prevent the Jets from scoring 2 and pull off a miracle.
And I don't want to say this lightly here, but it's also something where we can reset our eyes, correct, and show you that Colorado can win a defensive game.
Yeah, for sure. They can win in defensive games. 2022 showed that. 2023 showed that to an extent throughout the first round series. They can pull off defensive victories when needed. They're one of those teams that are battle tested for the playoffs, and their track record shows it.
So who do you have right now on the defensive side of the draw? Jakob Trenin. It's Morrissey into the traffic and a good diving play as Josh got to go back and pick up the puck. Times against Winnipeg right now. You got 80 seconds left to go, and they're down by 2. 4-2. Scheifele fires it in. That line's still out there as this is sent in on a play.
You don't want to get a puck out of play because that could potentially mean that you're going to take a face-off in the neutral zone.
Big credit to the Winnipeg Jets faithful here. These whiteout fans are up on their feet. They're trying to will their team to at least cut this deficit in half. It looks like it's going to be a tough task, but you got to love Winnipeg. They are passionate. They're fighting alongside their team.
Monahan, key draw, and this will be near the right side boards. Pick it back up off the deflection sent toward the net. Mikko Rantanen, this could be bullseye here off the half spin. Makar, Nichushkin, and this one taken away. Nichushkin still with it, however. They'll put it in the empty net, bullseye, and that was a no-look finish.
You've got to be joking me. I was given all the credit in the world for that billiard-style bank shot a few minutes ago. Nichushkin legitimately just knocked my socks off with an empty netter pinned down by 2 Jets. He goes blind look backhand from the far boards and tucks it into the far post. Oh my goodness. This one's going to the Avs.
Are you kidding me? Because when we were both praising that off the boards, banking towards the empty net, Nichushkin found a way to one-up that with that no-look back before turnaround wrist shot on the backhand directly towards the empty net. It requires skill. You fire on a turnaround shot, no looking, and directly onto the empty net to send these Jets fans home, waiting for game 3 or the watch party to commence.
That is some kind of skill, and honestly, that might be the only time I use the voice register for an empty netter. But Nichushkin, that was absolutely insane. As it's down to 20 seconds, good save for Georgiev. As now this is near the right side boards, the Jets still going to try to fire a few more pucks at the net right now, but it looks like it's going to be a 1-1 series. Settled down now, Manson, as this will be pinballed off the glass. One more time for Stanley. And the Colorado Avalanche respond after losing a 7-6 game just on Sunday. They come back with a 5-2 convincing victory over the Jets.
Have you ever seen 2 games in the first series scored having 20 combined goals
No.
in the first 2 games?
I don't think so.
You need to see second first.
Absolutely wild. I mean, John, chalk it up yet again. It's, I've been a little less available lately, but I jump onto the broadcast. You guys are having a nice call. You just want to call a hockey game. You want to enjoy the sport you love. I show up and everything goes sideways. We got 5-2. We got banked empty net shots. We got no look backhand empty netters. We got pucks going off the iron. And John, I hope you noted there was a broken stick down on the ice.
There was.
There's always one. But listen, Owen, this has been so fun. Alec, always a pleasure. John, you did an excellent job. I'm thrilled for you and the career. How much longer are we going to have John around? Alec, we're going to be taking your lead pretty soon. But for now, John, you're still the Pied Piper. We're following you, buddy. And this was a fun night. Cannot believe that the Avs were able to turn it around the way they did. Jets looked so strong. But Colorado, that playoff version of the Colorado Avalanche that came to play, finished it out with a 5-2 victory.
Yes, they did. And I know, Alec, before I leave everything back to you and then close this space, I know you'll be busy throughout the week. Gentlemen, for me, my week is pretty much accounted for unless something happens early and the Sharks win on Friday. If not, I'll maybe get a weekend game in. But I'll probably catch you guys next week, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can get some Game 6s, Game 7, and Cooper, you and I need to catch up as well, because we got a few other things to take care of, so I know it's going to be a busy week, but as always, gentlemen, I appreciate it.
Yeah, Alec, we got to get on a Toronto game at some point before the playoffs are out.
Yeah, covered game 1. Just wish they covered a game yesterday, and just wish that today it featured some foghorn leghorn based on the recent Twitter trend.
Great job, everybody. This was a really fun one. Love having everyone's thoughts, and thanks for being so generous as to let me jump on. I'll step aside and let you guys take the post game. But Alec, if I can, even though John will be, he's big time in us now. Even though he's going to be a little busy until next week, I know we'll get together again, and I'll try to jump on some of your broadcasts as well. And I'm with you on the Toronto coverage. Let's see what Austin Matthews and company are doing in this playoff year. So, excellent job tonight, and thanks for having me on, you guys.
You take care, my friend.
Talk to you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah, see y'all.
All right, everybody. That was another cast. Unfortunately for me, I am busy for the rest of the week. So what's the score on the Jets-Avs game? Well, that one officially is over. 5-2. The Colorado Avalanche take the victory over the Jets. And the season series, Zarfi, is tied at 1 going back to Ball Arena. I will be back unless the Sharks win early next week. So I have one more game with the MIHL finals between the Waterford Sharks and Muskegon Voyagers. That's on Friday. If Muskegon wins, it'll be on Saturday. And we'll say this, if the series does end on Friday, I will jump back in with you guys this weekend to go ahead and cover another game. If not, I will see you next week. A little bit tied up with the plans, but I will talk to you very soon, at least if not next week. All right, everybody, you take care. We'll see you.